All right. Good evening, family. Welcome to another live episode of the O&G StrikeZone. I'm Bryan Fulford, and joining me, no Marcus, no Kelvin, but I am more than ecstatic to be joined by friends of the program, Keith Hadley, FangSup Podcast, and Ashley C. I ain't gonna throw your government name out there, Ashley, since you don't say Ashley. I think put only Ashley out there, but Ashley of Fang Exchange, FAMU's first NIL collective to support FAMU athletics. Good to be on with you. How you two doing? How's the past 48 hours been for you?
Been pretty good. I mean,
well, Ashley, okay.
You know, it's been a lot of this and a lot of that, but overall can't complain. You know, pretty good, relatively.
Relatively speaking. Keith, how we doing, man? We saw you on Monday night's review. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing solid, man. Excited. Just did a show earlier with some good prognosticators from FAU. So, you know, good to kind of see their side of the world and everything like that as well. And got to watch the film on that game and kind of see what they're dealing with and what they're looking at. So some good times, though. I'm excited, and hopefully I get to see what Saturday holds in person.
There you go. You haven't. How's your inbox? You know how's the Howard fans? They haven't been blowing you up, have they?
They don't bother me, man. When you stand on business, ain't nothing else to say, right?
All right. I love to hear it. Well, I gotta admit, I gotta thank everybody for tuning in to our Monday night review that we did as we kind of tried to do a deeper dive on Saturday's game. You know, try to do it fresh, 48 hours, so that, you know, we're not really going to spend a lot of time on that today. So that was the whole reason for doing the Monday night review. Appreciate those of you who, you know, commented and shared your thoughts on, you know, little tweaks. And it seemed to be most people kind of enjoyed the way we did it, the format, the style. I didn't get too much flack. I probably got more flack on the air than I did in my Twitter mentions or via email on the formatting. But I think overall, I think it was good. I think it was a good start in that respect. Ashley, have you guys? Now I know you guys, you know, come on Thursday tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Have you had a chance to vocally express your concerns and thought on the air, or you kind of been doing it via other methods and such?
Not really on air. We typically do Thursdays. Had a chance to watch you all do your Monday night review, which sometimes you get in the comments and you may chat with those other ones in the comments, but not on air. We'll talk on Thursday tomorrow night on Thursday and kind of have discussion. But I mean, to be honest, it's so close to game 2 that, and I think we've all said something similar, sentiments similar, if not the same. So, I mean, if we're being honest, by tomorrow, it's like, hey, you know, I kind of try to have that 24-hour rule that a lot of players and coaches have too. to try not to, and in since it's Monday now, 48-hour rule, but try not to like drag it too long. But sometimes in your private conversations and chats, the conversation is the conversation.
It is definitely. Well, I do definitely want to get you and or Tache out to join us on one of these Monday night reviews. So,
okay.
Keep your Monday nights open. I definitely try to give you a good window and won't spring it on you the night before. So I try to give you a 48 hours heads up on it, and we'll go on from there. What we can talk about coming up a little bit later on the show, Vaughn Wilson of the Eddie Jackson 220 QB Club will be joining us bottom of the hour. Just got a text back, so Vaughn will be joining us at the bottom of the hour. We got some things to talk about. There's some interesting conversation happening there at the 220 Club. I know, a lot of different takes, but I do think one of the things that we can maybe ask is, the thing that obviously Monday was a little bit different. And what I'm hoping in the future is that usually on Mondays, you get the FAMU press conference with Coach Colsey, you get the SWAC press conference. That didn't happen this past Monday because of Labor Day. It happened on Tuesday. So we didn't get a chance to kind of hear from Coach for that Monday night review show. We did hear from him, not only the press conference, the FAMU press conference that he does every Monday morning. We hear from him at the SWAC press conference. And then, of course, he has his 220 Club appearance on Wednesday, which, I don't know, people, maybe they were joking when they were worried whether he was going to show up. But no, he was going to show up. Yeah, he was going to show up for sure. So I guess I will, before we get into shout-outs, I want to kind of put any and all to bed and kind of ask you two, Ashley and Keith, anything that came out of those pressers that you heard from Coach that maybe answered some questions, still left some things out on the table for you, or maybe provided, something or another perspective to think about. I'll start with you, Ash.
Well, I think the common theme was that where everyone has like a concern for the offensive side. Obviously, like anybody who saw the game that was played, there was only one area of major concern. Everything else are kind of like small tweaks, get better here, continually improve kind of thing. So offense obviously is the concern of the consensus of any and everybody who watched the game. I was there. I went to the game. So I watched it in real time. And the consensus is that many wanted to try out the backup quarterback to see if we can get a spark or some kind of different type of play just off of the first game. I see the sentiments and I understand it because it was worth it to me to do that. But the consensus is from our head coach and our coaching staff is that they will remain with our starting quarterback, which is also okay, mainly because across the board and in coaching and sports and athletics, you typically do try to give your starter, whoever you chose as a starter, the opportunity to grow, fumble a little bit if they must, rebound from it. So the consensus from what I gathered is that, obviously we'll stick with the plan of the offensive leader, which most people think that that's kind of where the stalling went, was from not being able to score, which I think there's some other things that are not spoken of as well. But that's it. Like, I don't think we need to ask anymore. Like, I don't think we need to press it anymore. We need to allow the coach to make his choice and he has to, stand on that, which he has. So that's to me where we are as it pertains to the offensive side. And what we can do is look forward to game 2, which is still early in the season, and see where we go from there and see what improves. Because the one thing I can tell you is that every coach wants to win. How you win may be different, but every coach wants to win. So I'm going to trust that the decisions have been made from our head coaches, even with the concern that I exhibit as well as others. So I'm not saying I'm not concerned. I'm just saying that I'm going to trust until we see otherwise.
There you go. Keith, what do you want to add on that?
I think Ashley hit a lot of the nail on the head. I think the biggest thing, all of us, is just the comment about the quarterback. It's very easy for everyone to say, we want to see what else is out there. And I stand with you. I agree with you, because for me, the standard is a standard, and that wasn't the damn standard. And that's, I understand wanting to be loyal and wanting to ride with your guy, and I love that, but at the same point, loyalty gets you killed. And so I think there's a certain aspect where, as we've gone on, it's become more consistently saying like there really wasn't a real consideration for switching out the quarterback, where at first it seemed like, oh, we kind of mentioned it. And then it's gone from we kind of mentioned it, like there was never a discussion today. So I think as a fan base, that's not what you quite want to hear when, what we saw is what we saw. But at the same point, you understand it. And I think going into the FAU game, I'm kind of indifferent about who the quarterback is right now, just because I don't think you can win the game either way. So especially if you're not going to go out there with somebody that can quickly process, it's going to be what it's going to be. So throwing the backup up there in garbage time is going to show you much.
Yeah. I thought it was quite telling during the SWAC media conference that Coach Colsey had basically, and I'm paraphrasing, and I tweeted this out from our O&G account, basically said, RJ Johnson is going to be the quarterback, and I wish y'all would stop talking about it. Basically, like, hey, ain't nothing changing. That's who we're going with. Stop all the extra chatter. That's what it's going to be. And again, I get it. Like you said, I mean, what's amazing is in the first, and this isn't just us, right, at FAMU. Look across the landscape of college football. 1 week, and either half of the country is on the ledge, ready to jump off after 1 week, or you're ready to replace a quarterback or a coach. In 1 week, the first week, it's like, so we aren't different, and I get the standard is a standard. And the beautiful thing about the standard of FAMU is that we expect to win. So when you expect to win, right, it does bring out the fanatics. It brings out the passion and the passionate, right? Because we have an expectation. So what you worry about is that period when we no longer have an expectation, and we are, what's the word? Are we apathetic? Yeah, yep. And we become apathetic to what is happening, at Bragg Stadium. That when we get to that point, that's when trouble comes on the horizon. So I think, like you said, no coach wants to lose. Every coach is trying to win. And the offensive coordinator and all the coaching, the quarterback, everybody's trying to win. And so, we aren't the only ones out there. And so
and we've seen both sides of it, Bryan, too. That's the thing for me. Like, I love the videos of College Game Day and everything like that. I don't remember how many of y'all were there. Like I was there. I was there at College Game Day, and me too. It was a chitlin show. I'm not gonna lie. Like as far as like FAMU.
What year was that? Remind people what year was that, and what was the vibe like? In terms of the coach and the season, because we did actually win the game, if I'm not mistaken.
We won the game day, right? Didn't we win like 2008, 2009. It was before my daughter was born. Yeah,
but it was,
bro. It was first and foremost, it was a chitlin show because some of us started getting a little possessive about our territory, so we didn't want all them FSU people over there at FAMU. Then you had FAMU police was tripping because the Washington State folks had their flag and they had it on a stick, and can't have sticks on campus. Which
is the tradition of college game day, right?
So it was like you had our people who were being possessive and didn't understand the culture of game day, but you also had them folks coming over there and didn't understand the culture of FAMU. But the most striking part is, as many people were there at game day, go back and watch the football game. How many people were in Bragg? And you go back, we won the game, but the stadium wasn't packed. I mean, you kind of go in and it was an okay crowd, but for the time period, it was solid, but it wasn't 25,000 people in Bragg that day. It's just kind of like, all right, we just had College Game Day, this big event, and you come to the stadium, it's kind of like, where y'all at? So we've been there. We've been through Alex Woods. So I think the fact that we are this passionate, it's not that we're trying to fire Colsey tomorrow, and I'm not on the fire Colsey train. I don't want nobody to think that, but I'm also the type of person that when I see something coming, I'm not going to not tell you something's coming. Like I see what's up, Next year is year 3 of a 3-year contract. Bruh, the fire is hot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna respond to this comment from EA. I love you, EA. Welcome back to the show. I want us. I know what I'm gonna say is maybe sacrilegious. I want us to put last year where it belongs in last year. Put it in last year. Put it in the rear view, and stop using last year as the indictment of the first game for this year. That's all I'm gonna ask. And I get, the statistics. Kelvin brought them out on Monday. I get it. I understand, but all I'm gonna implore is put that in the rear view for last year. I didn't know there were so many people that were trend watchers. Y'all trend watchers. I might need to implore you and help me pick up on some trends for some of these upcoming games this weekend, since so many of y'all are into trends. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Is Cozy 500 at FAMU? Just off the top of the dome.
Now he's 7-6 right now?
Or is he 7-6 or is he 7-7? Which one is
7-6? We played we were 7-5 last year.
So he's 7-6.
7-6, Hey, look, don't make me go to Chat GPT and find some statistics of great coaches who have started with a 500 record in their first 2 seasons. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, there might be a few great coaches who have Nick Saban, maybe. How about a Bill Belichick? Do we remember? I'm not saying what you think I'm saying, but I'm just saying that great coaches.
Give it some more time.
Give it a little more time for the meal to cook, man. Oh boy.
Look, Rattlers ain't patient. We ain't got no time for no Jeff Fishers. 8-8 ain't gonna make it, Ryan Fam.
Belichick in Cleveland turned out to be the greatest coach since sliced bread. I know it didn't look like it on Monday, but for about 2 decades, we were comparing everybody to Bill Belichick. But hey, don't forget about them first couple seasons in Cleveland. Boy, he was getting whooped, and it wasn't pretty. But it took a minute. Okay, so RELAX, as one great quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback once told folks. All right. Let's do the shout outs, man, before the chats get a little outrageous here. Do me a favor, everybody watching, however you're watching us, whether you're watching us on the JBN YouTube channel, my JBN Online, or you could be watching us on the O&G StrikeZone YouTube page. Make sure you are hitting the subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the bell notifications. Also on Facebook, Black College Sports Network, O&G StrikeZone. Hello to everybody watching us on Twitter, watching us on Instagram Live. We're a network show, so we get we get all the HBCU family as well. So there'll be a few people in the chats, I'm sure, who they're gonna poke fun. So you Rattlers who are in the chats, don't get alarmed. Don't get alarmed. There's a few people in there. We
don't run for smoke. Hold on now. Just look. Just because Kelvin don't hit. Look, the family. I'm gonna hold it down for cousin Kelvin. We don't run for no smoke. We run to the smoke. We don't run from it.
Let me go through the shout outs because I don't even know if I got the right order. I think I started starring people as I saw them. So first up, I don't know if it definitely wasn't first up, but I always love to see Liv. So good to see Liv for hoops. Liv, we're about a good month away from your favorite season, and I'm not talking about pumpkin spice and all this stuff coming up in October. It's more like hoop season is around the corner, Liv.
I was never sure you was gonna go with that, Brian. I was never sure you was gonna go there for that second.
I know.
I was just about to be Uncle Brian for a second.
Emmett giving a shout out to Keith. Yes, indeed. He did double down this morning. He surely did, Emmett. Yes, he did. Boy.
He did.
And this afternoon. JT, thanks for checking in. Appreciate you watching the breakdown show on Monday night as well. What up, little baby? There's the theme. On to FAU. That's right. Indeed. Bull checking in. Bull's gonna be down there with the West Palm Beach alumni chapter. All right. I do want to see. Look, we got plenty of Rattlers in the Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale. I mean, those who didn't go to the Orange Blossom Classic. I mean, There's no reason why y'all can't be at the FAU game. You know,
that bright line will get you there.
Look. You know, I love it. What up, Hollow? Good to see you.
Hello.
Appreciate you checking in. Sweet. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber. Appreciate you. Chuck Hunt, good friend, checking in from Monroe, Louisiana. Good to see you, Chuck. Exactly. DQ. What up, Rattler? Watch JD TV checking in. I love it. We're still 2 games in the Mercedes-Benz. That's right. That's the goal. We still got a chance to play 2. All right.
Always
Mary 305. Good to see you, Mary. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber as well. James Austin. Hey, exactly. There's still an opportunity to be 10-2. It's still on the table. Love the thinking, James. Way to go. Gail, good to see you, Gail. Thanks for being a JBN subscriber. Appreciate you. Jimmy Mack. Good to be. Jimmy, of course, one of our 2 contest winners for the club seat. So hope you enjoyed the seats, Jimmy. Definitely got to thank Miss Kendra Bullock and the Orange Blossom Classic for all of the hospitality, everything that they did, setting up a great event. Great attendance, too. Did you guys saw the attendance numbers?
Number 1 in HBCU sports.
Thank you. 22, 22-4 something? 22-4 something. Number 1. Yeah, number 1 among FCS, HBCU, and actually, if you included the games against, I don't know, was it FBS? Was it? If you include the games including or that involved HBCUs versus FBS, it was number 3, behind that Arkansas game, and then the one that was in Texas Tech. I think it was behind those 2. So 22 was good. Yeah, good. Yeah. Fam probably carried about 20 of that 22. So
21.
Good stuff, Rattler Nation. Another show we'll talk about future OBC matchups and games. You know, yeah, exactly. I had that same look. Ashton, what up, Ashton? Thanks for checking in. Good to see you. Makiba West, what up, family? Thanks for checking in. Marcus, Middle Georgia's finest, Macon in the house. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber, brother. Appreciate you. Melissa Wilson checking in. Come on, Keith, you got to hit the high.
The high.
you part Baby Rattler, so you know.
I spent a little time at DRS.
Exactly. Meredith checking in. Good to see you. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber. Marvin Allen, good to see you, Marvin. Thank you for checking in. B Starks in the house. Thank you for being a subscriber. Ken, good to see you, Ken. Exactly. Kenneth Rose is checking in. There's Jimmy Mack. In the chat room, if you want to argue with somebody, Kelvin Rozier. Yeah.
What you mean? We'll lose.
He might be on some special meds, so he might get loose in the chat room. I don't know what he's on. But he might get loose in the chat room, so just telling you.
So,
what up, Steve? It's now Reverend Coach. I haven't seen all kinds of. I saw him with the cloak on. I'm like, man.
I just need him, put a little oil over the locker room doors before the first home game.
Light a candle, say a prayer. Exactly. Mary, looking forward to a better game this weekend. Yes, indeed. We certainly are. Tamara T, thanks for being a JBN subscriber. Good to see you. Yeah. Let me see. What's this one? Lil Baby's big takeaway was we need to support this offense just as much as I allow them to figure it out and grow. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We
criticize because we care.
It all sounds good today. It all sounds good today. What up, Edwin? I'm not testy. I'm actually happy. I'm feeling good. I'm not testy at all. Well, I might be testy for another reason. Keith knows what I'm talking about. Life as a middle school teacher, it calls you to turn to.
It's a little peach
to the brown. It's turn to the brown. What is that sweet tea in there, Keith? That's right.
With a little bit of peach, Stella something.
Exactly. What up, Johnny Thornton? Good to see you, man. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber. Road Dogs trying to figure out where the tailgate is. Who's tailgating down at FAU? I'm just asking.
He is it a tailgate or he looking for the chicken? You know, they masters a grill of some chicken now.
Might be. Shako, what up? Thank you for checking in and being a subscriber as well. Before we get ready to take a break, Ashley, I want to give you an opportunity to drop a plug for the Fang Exchange, because we always want to make sure that we're reminding people that your support is needed for our NIL collective. So go ahead and get the plugs in now, if you would.
Okay, so just in case you don't know, Fang Exchange is the collective, NIL collective for Florida A&M student athletes. The website is here on the bottom of the screen. At your earliest convenience, make sure you go to the website, peruse around, check out. You can become a member. You can give a one-time donation. You can even email us if you own a business and you would like to partner with some of our student athletes in order to promote your business, which is an NIL opportunity to support their name, image, and likeness. Make sure that you check us out on Thursday nights as well at 9 p.m. just after the FangSup Podcast. We come on live as well on YouTube and do a show weekly on Thursdays. We oftentimes are here on O&G, hanging out with our O&G friends as well. So we're visible. We're here. We're around. Check well on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Fang Exchange is the handle for each one of those platforms. And just check us out. Make sure that you support Fang Exchange, because when you support and when you partner with Fang Exchange, you're partnering with our student athletes. And this what better time to make sure that we can appeal to our student athletes, whether it be football players, basketball players, tennis, softball, all the sports that we have that we win championships in and winning these games, and that we can give them an opportunity to partner with our student athletes. And we'll just help you guide you through the process. So, like I said before, we're Fang Exchange. I'm Ashley, Executive Director. We have other members and other individuals who are Rattler alums. I'm an alum, two-time alum of School of Business and Industry. So you know where I come from. You know I come from good crop, if you know where I come from. I come from SBI. And we just saw an opportunity to make sure that we brought NIL to our student athletes, much like other schools are doing the same thing. So check us out at FangExchange.com, Fang Exchange on Twitter, also known as X, Instagram, and Facebook. Email us, info@FangExchange.com. Become a member. If you have any questions, we don't mind answering any questions. Transparency is the name of the game. So check us out.
All right. Well said. Well said. All right. When we come back from this very short break, Vaughn Wilson, not only of the Eddie Jackson 220 Club, but HBCUGameday, FAMU Hall of Famer, so many accolades. I probably missed something. And I believe we'll also have Tache Woods will be checking in as well. So it'll be a loaded backfield with all kinds of VIPs checking in, coming in out of the break. So hang tight. It won't be a long break because I got all kinds of old ads and all kinds of stuff in there. I don't know. I may run a couple things back twice. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. But hang tight. We'll be back in a short message. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Get ready for the inaugural Unity Classic, Saturday, September 13th at Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. It's a clash of the Virginia Union Panthers of the CIAA and the Edward Waters Tigers of the SIAC, plus an HBCU band battle between the Edward Waters Triple Threat Marching Band and the Virginia Union Ambassadors of Sound. The inaugural Unity Classic goes down in Duval.
This is Bryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
Hi, I'm Janae Longley. Greetings, I'm Kiana Watson.
Hi, I'm Zoriani Hughes.
Greetings, I'm Nia Morgan, and for all things FAMU athletics, check out the O&G StrikeZone
On Wednesdays at the Black College Sports Network.
Go Rattlers!
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan Fulford, Keith Hadley, Ashley joining us, Tache, of course, Ashley and Tache of Fang Exchange, and then a special guest for tonight, none other than Vaughn Wilson. Vaughn Wilson, of course, FAMU Hall of Famer, I want to say director, leader of the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club, also of HBCUGameday. How's everybody? Vaughn, how you doing tonight?
Listen, I'm doing great, man. Liv, I remember when Liv was playing ball at FAM, so I'm great. No, she was just balling. I just love to see her doing her thing now because it's natural for her. She does no balls. She used to ball out. So just send a shout out to Liv. But everything's good, man. Glad to be on. First thing I got to say is I'm on a different platform now right here with you all than I am every Wednesday with the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club. Mm-hmm. I get grilled for not letting it get unhinged, but it's literally a booster meeting. When the hell do you let people go after your coach in a booster meeting? It's just a televised booster meeting. It's not this forum. It's not any other forum. It's a televised booster meeting. We are trying to gather support. The one reason we are on is because people send in money to support our student athletes from watching, and they want to see what's going on. So you get these infiltrators, other schools in there, and then you get our own people want to go after the coach and want us to go after the coach. Now, you know them people in the 220 Quarterback Club, they aren't the easiest people. You're not doing just cakewalk through by them. But there's a limit. We are a booster organization, so we're not going to sit up there and grill our coach in front of the world. It's just not going to happen. Now, after dark and forums that are actually for opinions, everybody let it fly. Feel free. But that's just not what we do. We are there to support, and we've done a great job. We've helped bring the Rattler Football Network back. The nutrition station has been a big project of ours. It's a great group of people in there. Some just old school, old time Rattlers that are there. Ashley stops by sometimes when she's available, and we just eat some fried chicken and talk junk, basically.
You make me want to get. I want to get there so bad. Just, if nothing else, the fried chicken. I love fried chicken. Y'all talking about this fried chicken? I'm like itching to get up there.
It's nothing better than Rattlers. I love it. I have so much fun when I go. I mean, I feel like I'm in there. It's fun to be around them. I'll be honest with you. You got to go.
Right. It really is. You're around legendary people, and although most of them aren't athletes or anything like that. A lot of them were teachers for decades at FAMU. A lot of them were administrators for decades at FAMU, and they just love the school. And I just wish more of our younger generation loved the school the way they do. Yeah, I just really wish they did.
Yeah,
I mean,
I appreciate
it. Deeper conversation on how do we get to that place. Ashley, you had okay. So before we get into talking about other stuff, I know from the day all the stuff came up, people saw you get a little heated with people in the chat room. I didn't get a chance to. I was watching, I was following the chats, and then my class came in and I had to teach, so I had to move away. Ashley, you had a suggestion as we were talking. Or I don't know, suggestion, maybe a question. I'm gonna give it to you, Ashley. What was it you were talking about or suggesting or asking you wanted to ask Vaughn? I'm gonna turn it over and get out the way.
If you put B Starks his comment on the screen, this is actually what I was talking to you about.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it. Yep, this one right here.
So that's what if you feel the need, and I do think there's some criteria to be able to do it on YouTube. But what it does is offers an opportunity to continue to raise money for Florida A&M athletics while allowing individuals to comment. Now, it does put a restriction on some people that you may be okay with commenting, but it absolutely restricts those who puts a barrier to entry to some of the other concerning comments that you may have. So that was my thought process as well as what you see here.
It does. I have thought about that, but every step I put to getting in there, I'm gonna lose some of the elderly people that tune in. We literally have some people that depend on seeing this, so that is why we're on the easiest platform. There literally every phone that's made has access to YouTube. And some of our seasoned Rattlers don't want to get a Facebook account, so we chose those two because you got a middle and younger age can see it on Facebook, and elderly can easily go to YouTube because a lot of churches on YouTube, so they're familiar with that platform. And so I've wrestled with it. It doesn't get too bad because you all start policing while I'm sitting up there. I can't read all those comments. As long as we have people like you and others who help police it, it self-polices. And it really happens every time I remind them what we are. We're a boost. It's a booster meeting. You got the real boosters, and then you got a group of additional boosters.
Okay, what?
Not I.
No? That was odd.
Yeah.
You must have said something that meant something. That's what happened. Vaughn said something that mattered. That's what that was.
I know StreamYard has been dropping some new sound effects. I swear I didn't hit a button or anything. I don't know what the hell.
Maybe it was Doge. I don't know. It was, but B Starks. That is it would be great if our audience wasn't who the audience is, because every step I put or we put to, and I do want to talk about something that we're going to do. We're going to do a 220 quarterback club after dark. So many people I see in the streets like, I want to come, but I can't leave work. So very soon we're going to do one in the evening, and we're going to get that venue set, and so that everyone else who wants to come and experience that will have access to it.
Will that help kind of fill that void we're missing with the coaching shows that we're not having right now? That's not a criticism; it's a question.
Yeah, I think it might, but I think more often than not, just like Ashley says, it's nothing like being there. The stream can't always show you the room and the characters that there are there. You would have to be there to actually see them, and they are hilarious. I mean, they are hilarious. So I think thanks, Chuck. Yeah, Chuck always checks in from Monroe, Louisiana, always, and we appreciate you, brother. And Chuck is another one who helps us to, if they start going overboard, he says, hey, reels it back, so that we want to keep that forum going. No other school has something like that. No other school. And I think, and so FAMU is doing what FAMU always does, leads. And so we're very proud of that forum. That forum has opened up hundreds of thousands of dollars that we've been able to put into our athletic department at zero cost. And my raggedy dog wants to bark, but at zero cost to the Department of Athletics. And that's the thing that we are proud of, because we need that support. We want our athletes to perform. We got to supply them with what they need.
It's funny that you stated that, because I'll tell you, one of the things that, as I was walking around with a little bit of engagement when I was at the Orange Blossom Classic, and I usually don't get a chance to hang out at FanFest because, usually I'm in work mode, right? But we finished the pregame show, and I had a chance to just kind of walk around, and I was like, yo, this is awesome. Honestly, as weird as it sounds, that was kind of one of the first FanFests I had kind of got a chance to hang around. And I was definitely entertained with what I saw, but I also got to thinking, how many of these folks are engaged with FAMU athletics? How many are engaged with Fang Exchange, the 220 Club? Hell, our show. Literally, I was telling Kelvin, I'm like, Kelvin, where do we hire these marketing people, these marketing persons to kind of run around with flyers and or T-shirts with, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about you all, but I know, Tache, you were there, right? You were down there.
I was.
So, I mean, what did you have any kind of similar thoughts as you were seeing the engagement that was, or just the Rattlers that were out and about?
Yeah. I mean, I know I've been to every OBC since we've been back in it, and that's how it is. I mean, I think because, you know, Miami, that's my awesome home for me. But it's FAMU South. So it's so many Rattlers there, and even the folks that aren't Rattlers, you know, the whole community comes out to support the Rattlers. And you know, Miami, if we can't do nothing else, we're gonna throw a party. So I think that, but I think it would be, you know, great if we could engage them in that way. The problem is the people like the party. That's, you know, how can we get them to just support? You gotta spend all the money trying to make, you know, get them a party. So if we can engage them, it would be great to just get that interest without having to, you know, party.
I think that's like a common thing. Like, you think about it. I know I was talking to somebody and we were just talking about the difference in what you pay for going to some of these football games that the PWIs pay for play in versus the cost of what you pay to go to HBCU game. But you think about it, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, when I went to a UF game last year. You know how much money I spent at the UF game? $100 and something dollars. You know how much I'm going to spend Florida Classic weekend, and I live in Orlando? Probably $150, $200. And it's like, you notice with us, we may not spend as much money on the actual ticket, but everything else, like you think about homecoming, like we talk about the homecoming ticket being $50, but try to go to like 3 parties. You go to the day party, you go to the game, you go to one more party, you'd have messed up $200-$300 and you ain't got your fresh outfit yet. Like,
I do you one better. The hotel, we gonna spend $1,000 if you don't want to live. I mean, if you don't want to stay on nothing on Monroe over there with the prostitutes,
the scalawags.
You gonna spend $1,000 for the weekend easily.
So,
but going.
What? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Going back to your point about Fan Fest, I think more importantly, and more immediately, what we can do is continue to network with one another. Like, we're all in different environments, but we're here together. I am helping the marketing team that is doing the Unity and you know, recently we there was an athlete we needed to get involved with NIL. I told Ashley, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do anything but direct the money. Can you? I'm not going to do it if I have to do anything. I literally told her that, and she promised me I wouldn't have to do anything, and it's going really, really smooth. And we have to continue to find ways to boost our NIL. I mean, that's the elephant in the room. If you look at our team Saturday, I play football, so I know there is absolutely no excuse. But in today's society, the way athletics goes, whereas a team will have some continuity from last year to this year, because of NIL and the ease of the transfer portal, those guys don't know each other yet.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate. The better teams are the ones that get to know each other quicker, and a coach can't coach that continuity. You absolutely cannot. It just has to happen because a third of your team or half of your team is new every friggin' year. So when you come into the summer, you don't know who all is starting. You can't put a depth chart together. You got to spend 20 of those 30 days you got trying to figure out who can do what. So what NIL would help is if we could help retain a few more, especially of our better players. Our standard players, our players that have been there for a while. That'll help the continuity of the team to be able to come out the box on the first game playing better. But to me, what I saw was a team that doesn't know how to play together yet. That's what I saw. Yeah, they're great pieces, but they don't know how to play together yet. They don't know what the strength of the man next to them is yet.
And these other schools,
And
like,
so,
they're
if
figuring it out, Doc, man.
you know, just for example, go ahead.
Oh no, I mean, like the other schools, I hate to say it, FAMU's almost becoming a feeder program. Like, say what y'all want to about how much General Hunt played last year, but look at what he is right now at Illinois. Like, he's actually kind of a problem. Like, I think John Chaney led the team in tackling down at FIU the other night. Like, Anthony Dunn went up there, and while he didn't start the season off, he was pretty solid. So you're noticing these guys who are leaving FAMU, it's no longer the days where they're just going up there and being punching bags as much as when they're going to the right size program, they're just as impactful, and they're getting the notoriety, plus they're getting that extra bonus that we can't sometimes compete with.
And you know what's weird? Listening to Johnny Chaney, because I went to the post-game press conference at FIU, and he talked so positively about his time at FAMU. It's just like they want to stay, but they, you know, sometimes it's simple things. People, these student athletes have to. The reality is, some of these student athletes, while they're in school, they have to help home. They have to help home, and they have to have some way to help home, even in little instances. So I think what we've got to do to improve NIL is for everybody to get out of their mind the big, huge, humongous NIL packages that we're talking about. Small packages, a lot of small packages could keep a lot of our team together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we also have to consider, and I'm not sure if it's already been said, but we have to consider individually when we look at our own income and pockets and budgets and what we can do on a monthly or annual basis, that it does not have to be you giving up $5,000 of your income. Like, literally $50 of your monthly income could go towards this. $20 of your monthly income could go towards this. And if 1,000 of us do that monthly, if 200 of us do this monthly, it's basically group economics is what it becomes. And when I put my $10 and there's 5 of us on the screen, and we got $50 already, just in a blink of an eye, and then just it multiplies exponentially. So don't feel the need, like Vaughn has said, don't feel the need that you have to go broke to make someone else's life go, a student athlete's life go around, but just consider it like, hey, this is like my little, let me support that student athlete / athletic department.
Yeah, and I just want to say one more thing about, and because we have to continue to educate people about this. So when I got with Ashley, like I said, I didn't want to do anything, and she and they did, as a team, did remarkable. It was just a great experience. What I did was I got 5 guys together. Then we're going to split this NIL package, and we're going to split it in half. We're going to pay at this benchmark, we're going to pay the first half, and at this benchmark, the second half. So that makes it easy on all of us to actually do it. It's no stress off of anybody. So we got to get out of our mindset that you got to have all of this money. You got to have all of this money at one time. We've got to be innovative and figure ways to retain these athletes, so we're not figuring each other out. How can you figure out the opponent if you've figuring out each other? And I'm sorry, but that's just what I felt Saturday. It's like they don't know how to work with the guy next to him yet.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to add on to what Vaughn and Ashley were saying, I think that oftentimes we have to shift our mindset. What I'm finding a lot, the more that I talk to people, I think because NIL, when it's spoke about, you see it on ESPN or you see it in the news, it's such large numbers, large figures, and you're seeing this kid get millions of dollars. I'm always impressing upon our fan base that our athletes are not expecting to get rich. Just when we have conversations with them, honestly, they're not expecting to get these large, exorbitant amounts of money for NIL. They really do, like Vaughn said, some of them are helping to take care of their families. Some of them, like our grad students, they don't get as much money from the schools. So they cannot work. They have practice, they have school, they can't work. So they need a little extra support to be able to take care of themselves, let alone families. Some of them are, fathers and parents. And it's not that it's your obligation to help them take care, but if they are coming out there and laying their bodies on the line for our entertainment. And so I think the least that we can do, like you know, a lot of us have said, we spend that money at Starbucks in the week. You know what I mean? That $50 or that $30. I know myself, we spend it at Dunkin' Donuts or, you know, for our coffee in the morning. I just really want to really impress upon our fans. Our, you know, athletes are not looking to, they would love it, I'm sure. We would love to give it to them, but that's not what they're, you know, right. they're not expecting to get rich from this. So it doesn't, I don't want it to feel, and sometimes that's what I get the sense that it feels like people are being had. You know what I mean? Like we're paying for this, you know, for them to just go and spend money on frivolous things. It's not that. You know what I mean? It's really us doing what we can to make sure that we can take care of our people.
And I'll add what I find most interesting, and it's great that we have you guys here. You know, Ashley and Tache doing what you do with Fang Exchange, Vaughn with the 220 Club, Keith with the initiative and working with the track and field. The one element that's missing in all of this, and hopefully this will change soon, is that our athletic department is not there raising the flag to help ease the doubt that may exist, the worries, concern, because as I look across the landscape, not even just among the SWAC, other HBCUs, other colleges, when you see your athletic departments supporting, when you see the splash page, when you go to Alabama A&M's website or Grambling or Prairie View, go to their website and you get the splash page which says what they are doing with their collectives. And that you're seeing that across a lot of places, but that's what we're missing right now. And I know, you know, things are kind of in flux or whatever's happening is happening, but at some point I feel like even the person who's sitting in the chair right now could be doing something, and maybe, you know, look, I'm not getting into all logistics. There may be restrictions, all that, but at some point we have to get the university to be supportive of this, because there are people like you all who are out making it happen, and the people who are maybe on the fence are probably needing that assurance from Florida A&M to sort of validate or back up the good works that you know, I hate to say that it's needed, but it feels like there's a lot of people who would probably be a lot more comfortable if that extra push was coming from that, you know, big brother, Florida A&M.
Bryan, let me just, I think you diminished something that was very important. The leadership of the department, when for 20 years, when we were in the MEAC, we struggled to beat Bethune-Cookman in every competition we had, because their athletic leadership from top to bottom was as solid as you would find. When Lynn Thompson was the athletic director, they had a machine. They had a machine. Every sport was doing well. Baseball, basketball, football, track. That leadership it can't come from us. It can't come from Ashley, Tache. It can't come from Keith. It can't come from Bryan or Vaughn. We are support groups. What we have to have is an athletic department leading, moving forward. And then we attach our successes onto the athletic department. We can't drive the athletic department from our support positions because we have no authority. We have none of the university's authority. Zero. We have none of the university's authority. Neither one of us can use the rattlesnake as our logo. We aren't officially attached. We are recognized as supporters because we love what we do, but it has to, for FAMU to move forward, it has to have visionary leadership, and it has to be sustained. It has to be. Now, let me tell you what I'm seeing right now. Reggie Theus is getting Bethune-Cookman back in line.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Reggie Theus,
absolutely.
If you look at what he did with that practice field, with the money that Barkley gave him, look at how they redid their locker room. The whole culture is shifting again. We better get our camp in order again. Or we're going to have another decade of struggling with Bethune-Cookman again.
Absolutely.
Yep. And I think, Vaughn, it's crazy we were thinking similar because for me, it's cultural. Like, I know what I look across the street and, y'all know me, I'm an FSU fan. I don't care if you hate them. That's your business. But one of the things you can always do is look at the other schools and see what they do well. As I told y'all, I'm an FSU fan, but I go to UF games every once in a while, and I can't stand the Gators, but you can steal some great things from them. They do raffles. They do all those kind of things. But one of the strongest things you really see is, one, their boosters and their athletic department are lock and step. You also see that their initiatives, their NIL things, it's all one movement. It's not this group does this, that group does this. In order to get tickets for a lot of that stuff, you got to be a booster. And I mean, I know that was a time and that's passe, but you really see where the impact of these organizations. Look at the new things they've done with their football stadium. Part of that's a booster initiative, and some of those funds, they work that out within themselves. So I think within this, some of it's cultural, and we have to be willing to step across the tracks. And if you don't want to go over there, go down to I-75 and figure out what they're doing well and downsize it to fit FAMU, because some of the things we've been doing for 20 or 30 years. I mean, we've heard our, Angela Suggs literally say investing in champions was something she created when Milton Overton was there. Well, Milton Overton is done and retired damn near with football, and we still doing stuff from when he was athletic director. We've seen 5 developments of a football stadium, and ain't nothing been changed over there except for a whole new stadium that pretty much the city of Tallahassee gave us. So, a lot of this is cultural, and as Vaughn mentioned, like, it has to come from the leadership. And it comes from the top down, because if it comes from the top down, then you can use us to be able to continue to build the brand, get the people to support and follow, maybe not necessarily follow behind us, but use us as voices to help raise the funds. But it's cultural. Like, for some reason, we really struggle to get our different groups together and to come under one umbrella and just to fall in line. And as you're saying, we are missing that leadership. And I miss my AD. I need them to do something. Like, stop playing with my AD.
Well, also,
at one point. Oh, sorry, I'm going. Sorry.
Go ahead.
One point to add to what Keith said, as it pertains to Fang Exchange and this NIL organization, I sat down with the Battles In CEO before anybody knew what Fang Exchange was. Have his phone number is in my phone right now. Make sure I connected with him. I know him, and I asked him what he did and how he did it, and the process. So we didn't reinvent the wheel. Nope. We literally just made it scale to what we can do. It's just that simple. Right. So they were already doing it, had already been doing it for, I think, 2 years or so at the time, and we're doing well with it. And they still are. Actually, they're actually doing even better than they were now. Battles In over across the track. So I know we hear a lot of chatter about across the tracks, but I'm gonna tell you now, I went across the tracks because they were doing it, and they appeared to be doing it right. And I went and learned and sat up under him and talked to him, and he was excited to help me as well. It wasn't even, believe it or not, he was happy to tell me everything he knew in a private meeting.
They are welcoming.
Did not
mind. They are welcoming. That hate is one way.
They can miss me with that hate of Florida State, because let me tell you, when we were in the MEAC and we had to get an ESPN broadcast up, each school was to be ESPN3 protocol. I went and lived at Seminole Productions to the point where the person that I needed to see didn't even have to be there. And they taught us. And that's why we were the best in the MEAC, because we went and learned from people who were doing it right. I got to send a shout out to Kenya Sykes. I finally met Kenya in person. We have been supporting each other in each group. And when I went to the U.S. Open, I saw Kenya, and we had the biggest hug. And it was it was Rattler love, and so it was so great to see her in person. It's so funny. We interacted for almost a decade online, and we finally met at the U.S. Open up with the March 100. But another example that I want everybody to pay attention to real quick. What Division II school has just gone skyrocketed real fast?
Edward Waters.
Bonkers. Because the president, Faison, said, I want to build my school through athletics. So they go and get the stadium done. They didn't have an on-campus stadium. Nice turf stadium. He has a club up there where he entertains donors. He got the basketball court redone. They got the video wall. And let me tell you, his suite in that basketball gym,
it's nice.
Compared to any Division I suite.
And they just redid the locker room.
Weight room They redid the weight room. It's branded, all new weights, and the medical facilities. And then the last piece was they redid the locker rooms. So they go from a school that was NAIA, move up to Division II, and now right now, with the situation they have at Edward Waters right now, that SIAC better look out because Bryan Jenkins, his energy is back. It is back. He has a solid team, and I'm telling you, he's building the school. They had record enrollment, record application. He had like 14,000 applications to Edward Waters.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
To Edward Waters, but because there is leadership there, and everybody there buys into it, and he also has good people working for him. For example, Janine Boston, who should have been provost at some point at FAMU, didn't happen. He hired her, and he's helping their academic situation roll. My point is leadership. Chavis, you took. We all laugh at it because we all laugh and shh, be quiet. But I really think our team will get it together. But and I feel like I'm talking too long on here, but I just want to say one more thing. I requested a meet with the president because I have two things that I need to talk to her about. Okay. Number one is I need her to fix once and for damn all the academic situation. How can our school continue to be escalating so much academically and our athletes not? Nothing pisses me off more than us not getting the APR. I hate that I hate it worse than a losing season because it's an embarrassment because we're an educational institution first. That's the first thing I want to talk to her about. The second thing I want to talk to her about is I propose that she go to the Board of Governors and have them to forgive that debt that they keep hanging over athletic department's head. Why can't she get that done? Because last year, the state government passed a rule that says auxiliary funds can be used to help the athletic department. So it's not as hard as it seems, but that will help our athletic department tremendously to take that financial burden of repaying money back to our own university when they made the rule that the auxiliary services can, in fact, use their money to help athletics. So those are the two things. Listen, she is the president of Florida A&M University.
Yes, she is.
She is what she is.
So if this is going to be done, she's going to have to be the person to do it. So while some people would rather say, don't talk to her, I see the university, and we can't afford not to talk to her.
Yep.
Let's give her an opportunity. Huh?
We can't afford to fail. Like I'm not mad at anybody who's mad at the situation, but her success is our success. You know, like
absolutely.
Her husband's in my chapter, so I could really. It ain't even on some Kappa stuff. It's like, hey, I genuinely want her to succeed. Now, you know, if you don't like her, that's your business. But this is about FAMU, and it's for me, it's like drumline. I'm fighting for Mother FAMU.
Right. Right. Exactly. That's what I say. So though I'm not an expert on other things that need to be done at the university, but I have solid evidence that those two things, if she can take care of those would be huge for FAMU. First off, none of us, we have to hold our head in shame when that APR comes out and it's not where it needs to be. And I want to scream. You want to scream because you know we have the resources on campus to monitor these student athletes.
And what are the
you can't wait till next year? You can't wait till the end of the semester and pray. You have to monitor those student athletes all during the year. The teachers have to report, hey, Ryan Stanley didn't come to class this week. He got 3 absences. You let that coach know that week, and let's address that now. But wait until the end of the year and say, athlete A, and Ryan's my dude. His name just popped up, and but whoever the athlete is, Ryan got like 2 degrees, so he didn't have a problem with the classroom. But when we wait to the end and we are not proactive in monitoring these athletes along the way, what we continue to do is wait to the end, and all we're doing is seeing what happened. We're not affecting what happened. We're not driving what happened. We're not self-correcting during the semester. There is only so much you can do or nothing at the end of the semester. But if a student isn't doing as well in class, Walter Highsmith used to say, boy, don't come to meeting tonight. Take your butt up there to study hall. Mm-hmm. Because he had the information. And that's back in the mid-'80s when I was playing. So I don't understand why now with all these computers and everything computerized, we can't get the information about our student athletes across the board. And football is the toughest one because there are more of them.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me that all of these PhDs on campus and y'all depending on the coaches who not a single one of them has an EDD or a PhD. Y'all depending on them to do the it's not making sense, and that's why we keep failing. The university has to take that out of the hands of athletics and let these people with the EDDs and PhDs put the plan together.
I thought Cozy was PhD.
He is now.
Yeah.
I think he is. Yeah.
But then the other part, to your point, Vaughn, what happens if we don't get that APR next year for football? Like this, like we talking about this thing like it's not in your face. If you don't meet that APR score next year, you are not going to the Celebration Bowl. You can talk about a Celebration Bowl all you want to. You're going to be watching on ESPN regardless, and you won't even have the opportunity to go. We are on that level of APR.
How embarrassing is that to us for the number one public HBCU cannot maintain their football team's eligibility? It's just embarrassing. Yep. It's more embarrassing than any loss on the field, I promise you, because it goes to the core of Florida A&M University's mission, not FAMU athletics, FAMU proper.
Great points, Vaughn. Before I let you go, Vaughn, I want you to speak about the 220 Quarterback Club's initiative to bring Rattler football back to the airwaves. I love the fact that the 220 Club was instrumental in getting Rattler football back on the major station in Tallahassee. It keeps my hope and dream alive that the Rattler Nation, the Rattler Sports Nation, the Rattler Sports Network will once again own the state of Florida like it used to back when my former mentor Dexter Martin used to be running across the state, picking up stations all across the state. Talk about that, Vaughn.
Well, you know those seasoned Rattlers that are at the 220 Quarterback Club. One day, one of the seasoned old ladies grabbed my hand like it was in church and pinched me while she was talking. And she said, I'm not going to stream nothing. I want it back on the radio. So I was afraid I was going to get that pinch again. So I was like, I better do something to make this happen or this lady going to keep pinching me. But no, that did happen. That's a true story. But it had been ridiculous that we were not on a terrestrial radio station and have a flagship station. That is not outdated. That is still a viable medium for athletic departments. And so what we did was, since I was involved in it when I worked at FAMU, I knew all of the players. AD Suggs told me, get it done. She literally said, don't come back to me asking questions. You know the equipment we need. Get it done. So when she gave me that, and then I went to the Eddie Jackson 220 Quarterback Club and told the board, okay, we need this much money to support this. And it was unanimous. Let's do it. So there was a lot of support to make it happen. Got the Cumulus attorneys and general counsel together, and it happened. And I was thrilled that it was back on the air this week, starting out with the Orange Blossom Classic. So the Rattler Football Network with Melvin Beal and Albert Chester is back where it should be. It should be on terrestrial radio.
and you can still stream it in case you're not in Tallahassee. Beautiful. What is it? iHeart app that allows you to.
You can do it on iHeart, Alexa. There's a 96.1 Jams app for iPhone and Android, or you can go to 961jams.com. There are so many ways you can do it. You literally put 96.1 Jams in any browser, and it'll give you a bevy of ways to listen to the Rattler Football Network.
Beautiful. Anybody, Keith, Ashley, Tache, anybody got any last questions you want to toss at Vaughn?
Absolutely. The XM Radio has the HBCU station. Do you foresee the FAMU football games also streaming maybe to that platform or anywhere else like that, so that we always want to get the good word about the greatest university on this side of heaven out there to the good people?
Did we lost you, Vaughn? Vaughn, you there? Check 1 2. Well, we might have. Hold on. I think we lost Vaughn. Oh, there you go, Vaughn. You're back.
My screen. Okay, I'm sorry. My screen blanked out a little bit, but I would like to expand it further. What we wanted to do was get it going, and then add bells and whistles. One thing we're missing, and one thing larger schools do is they take. One of the biggest ways they raise money is their media.
Yes.
And so we were just leaving this on the table. The package that we have with Cumulus is this. The ads we sell, we keep the money for. The ads where there's open space we haven't sold, Cumulus makes their money off of that. So it's a win-win.
Yep.
That's extra money back. We have to take advantage of those opportunities for our athletic department to make money.
Yeah.
And so if athletics is selling a sponsorship to a coffee company and they say we're gonna run your ads in the stadium, that's one thing. But you say we're gonna run your ads in the stadium and on the radio broadcast, now you can get a premium price from that advertiser. And that's more money that the athletic department can make. So we're the 220 quarterback club is paying expenses. The revenues go to athletics. I mean, that's just part of what we are to do to try to help our athletic department. But again, we need that leadership from athletics to move the department forward, and we just adjust to that. We can't guide it.
Well said. All right, Vaughn, where are you? Are you heading down to FAU, or are you traveling, covering elsewhere this weekend?
We HBCU. Well, what happened in Jacksonville with HBCUGameday is one of the sponsors of the Unity Classic, which is next week, which will be Edward Waters versus Virginia Union.
That game's going to be so good now. I have new hope for that game because of what I saw from everyone. I'm like, whoa, that game is going to be really good.
Well, they got Southern's quarterback for last year, along with Eric Dooley being there with Bryan Jenkins. They got the Southern's quarterback. Noah Biden is the quarterback. Noah Biden is the quarterback. So they got down, and then they got down 14-0, and he went to work and came back, and they scored 41. And what an exciting looking offense. What you're seeing from Bryan Jenkins is a renewed, the old Bryan that we used to hate facing when he was at Bethune. That Bryan is back. And those kids have bought it. You can see it in their eyes. So there's a possibility I might be sent to cover Edward Waters and Miles, because Virginia Union played Miles last week, with Edward Waters playing them this week. And then next week, Virginia Union coming down. That continuity leading into the Unity Classic, which HBCUGameday never helped sponsor a classic ever. So there is a possibility that will be deemed the relevant game for me to go to. So I don't know. I had planned and travel plans to go to FAU, but just like you said, because of last week, that landscape kind of changes.
Yes, indeed. Well, it should be. I think it'll be a good game. That's next weekend. We run a couple of ads for it, but we'll look forward to seeing where you go this weekend. If you end up in Jacksonville, say hey to Jamie Walker. Jamie, he's doing the play-by-play for that game up there. So make sure you say hey. And we'll
and everybody buy your Jenkins barbecue sauce. They about to close.
What?
Jenkins Barbecue is closing at the end of this month after 68 years.
Wow.
All three stores.
Okay.
I know, right? That's what I said.
Dang.
Get your sauce.
So look, when people come up to so I mean people go when you make the road trip, you got to go. I guess you got to buy some sauce. All right. Well, you heard it here. Look, Vaughn dropping all kinds of breaking news right here on the O&G. I tell you, that's what we do here on the O&G. Maybe we drop breaking news. Y'all didn't think we were talking about barbecue sauce, but we break news here, baby.
And I want to send a shout out to Jimmy Mack. Saw my guy down there at the Orange Blocks Classic. What a great guy, man. That's my guy.
Yep. Good people. All right, Vaughn. Every Wednesday at noon, Eddie Jackson 220 Club. Find it on YouTube. Remember, be positive in the chat room before Vaughn has to before he gets enticed to cut it off. You cut it off this past earlier today, didn't you? Is that what you did? I heard.
No.
No, you okay. I thought you did.
No. Steve Campbell and other people start calming everybody down. Like, wait a minute, he gonna cut us off. Y'all need to act right. So they act right. Remember, it's a booster meeting. It's a televised booster meeting. It's not a talk show.
Thank you. Great reminder. Great reminder. All right.
Right.
Vaughn, I always appreciate you.
Right, Keith. That's what you're here for.
Appreciate you stepping in, coming in, and always providing some good intel and some thoughts and perspective. I love that angle about these guys not knowing each other. I hadn't processed that angle. You know what I'm saying? All the other stuff, and then you forget sometimes that look, there's no preseason games in college football, unfortunately, and we didn't have a week 0 as sort of a tune-up for this game. So I get it. That's a great take, Vaughn. I appreciate you adding that extra thought. So,
and it's not an excuse.
No.
Let me just say that it's not an excuse at all. That was just something I saw.
It is what it is, right? It is what it is, right? I know people are always looking for a reason, but sometimes it doesn't have to be a reason. It just is. All right. Vaughn, I always appreciate you, man. I always appreciate your work. Every Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern, 220 Quarterback Club. That's 11 a.m. Central. Or make sure you check out HBCUGameday.com. All the great content by Vaughn and our friends over at HBCUGameday.com. Always doing great work and content. So appreciate you, Vaughn. When we come back from this break, let's get into a little bit of just kind of recapping what happened with our volleyball team over the weekend and what's ahead for them. And then we'll get into breaking down the FAMU FAU game as well as some of the other stuff happening in the SWAC. Real short break coming up. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
Get ready for the inaugural Unity Classic, Saturday, September 13th at Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. It's a clash of the Virginia Union Panthers of the CIAA and the Edward Waters Tigers of the SIAC. Plus, an HBCU band battle between the Edward Waters Triple Threat Marching Band and the Virginia Union Ambassadors of Sound. The inaugural Unity Classic goes down in Duval.
This is Bryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
All right, welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan, Keith, Ashley, Tache, joint collab here. O&G meets the FangSup Podcast, meets Fang Exchange, and, all because Kelvin decided to get some teeth removed, and, Marcus is on secret assignment somewhere. So you get us tonight. But appreciate everybody jumping in, and definitely appreciate Vaughn for coming in and sharing some insights with us. Can we talk a little Rattler volleyball for a minute, ladies and gentlemen? Can we talk a little Rattler volleyball? Okay, so the Rattlers went out to Hampton for the weekend to play 3 out there. And went 1-2, dropped the opening match against East Carolina 3-0. Turned around later in the day, took out the host school Hampton 3-0. And then on Saturday in the rubber match to try to go 2-1, we dropped the first 2 games against Maryland Eastern Shore before we rallied and picked up the 3rd and 4th sets, and eventually, unfortunately, would end up losing the 5th and deciding set 15-12. So we come out of that weekend with a 1-2 record. And this weekend, they're coming up to Atlanta, coming up to the Georgia State tournament. They played in this tournament last year. I believe last year was the opening tournament of the season. So now we get a chance to kind of come up there with a few games under our belt. We play Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern against Evansville. Then later that night, we play Georgia State at 6:30. And then on Saturday, we play Queens University of Charlotte at 11 a.m. Ayani Sanford over the past weekend led the offense with 29 kills. LaDonna Trantham had 18 kills and 4 blocks over the weekend. Farah Farouk in the middle had 12 kills at a 417 clip, had 13 blocks as well. Tamia Coleman pacing with a 14 total blocks. Also, another middle blocker. And the name's killing me here. The young lady who's our setter, Kazalar. Anybody got a first name? B? Ben? B? I don't know. Anybody? If you all catch the names, you let me know. But she had 50 assists over the weekend. And so good stuff. We're still learning that. Talk about this team learning each other. We're still learning names. Hopefully this team is learning each other. So a little update. If I'm not mistaken, the following weekend is when they host. Is that when the tournament is coming to Tallahassee? Next weekend?
I'm not sure. I know I'll be at the Georgia State
Invitational. Yeah, the September 11th. Actually, that's the same weekend of the Albany State. Albany State coming to town. So you'll get a chance to kind of see Rattler volleyball in action for at least 2 games that same weekend for those of you who are traveling up to Tallahassee.
McNeese State and Georgia State that weekend. So I mean, it's early in the season though, so we all know that before we get into the SWAC play that some of these games are going to come, and especially against some of the PWIs. I mean, it kind of is what it is. Like, you're going to be competitive. You're not going to lose to all of them, but some of them they do spend a little more than we spend on some sports. And, Georgia State is one of those repeat offenders where, they come to FAMU and, they act like us men. They see these FAMU women and they look good to them and they steal them. And so, they repeat offenders. You got to call them what they are. So they continuously come down here. They see a lady in orange and green. They see her do some things, and they do some things to her. And all of a sudden, they want to take them back home with them. So they repeat offenders. They are recruiting when they looking at these FAMU athletes, in my personal opinion. And they stole one of our tennis players the other year. I'm still mad at.
Yeah. And I can say personally, my mom is actually from where UMES is in Salisbury, and they have always had a really good volleyball program. So even for them to lose, they are good in those traditionally, I mean, it's an HBCU, but traditionally those lighter hue sports,
Olympic sports,
right? Polo, things like that. They even pickleball. They have a pickleball team. So yeah. So
I mean, they ain't got football, so they drop football on our shelves,
right.
man, right?
So UMES,
Right.
so that was no chumps to play. So I still believe our girls are gonna take it to the SWAC. 100%. I'll be there on Friday to support them when they play Georgia State this weekend. So yeah.
Good stuff. Just kind of going through the rundown. Any other Rattler news, Rattler sports related news that maybe I missed that you guys are up on?
Golf is going to be starting pretty soon. I know I saw that on the weekly roundup. So, get ready for FAMU to defend. I mean, you got a coach who he hails from Central Florida. So APK, y'all people over there, y'all like to rep y'all people. So Apopka, stand up coaches raring to come back, and he got another good team. So, I haven't heard a lot about our players transferring out golf wise, which is kind of rare. Normally our best player is, you trying to put a fence around them, but we've got the facilities that are improved. I mean, you think about it, you darn near got a Top Golf, and there's no Top Golf in Tallahassee, but you have a golf, training center pretty much, which is very impressive. And so I'm looking for FAMU golf to do some impressive things in the SWAC again and to really compete. So, anything less than a championship, I ain't gonna say is, but that may not be the standard.
They the Bridgestone HBCU Invitational is happened yesterday and today. And I know obviously I don't have any of the immediate stats or any of the results. I'd have to do a little digging around to get there, but it was a host of HBCU golf programs there, including Howard. I know people like to throw them in the mix as if, well, I mean, look, we understand they're getting a lot of money from a famous celeb, Steph Curry, but we have fared our own quite admirably against that program. And then I think the other key program in the SWAC is I think it's either UAPB. I think it's UAPB or Prairie View Law. They ended their golf program. So
for this
I think
one, it's Tennessee State, Southern, Lemoyne, Owen, Howard, FAMU, and Jackson State, according to the website. Okay.
So I mean, between us and Howard, that's probably the two spotlight programs, I would presume, given the fact that we've won a SWAC title, won the HBCU title over the last 2 seasons, and then Howard is who they are with what they have backing them. So, yeah. And then the 8th through the 9th, golf is at the Folds of Honor in Grand Haven, Michigan. So that's next week, Monday through Wednesday. So golf season is underway. Yeah, they got a nice home schedule.
Yeah, men's basketball too. We think about sports.
You saw the video today?
Which video?
They dropped it's like about 3:00. Check your YouTube, man. They have a video on YouTube where you can kind of see Coach Charlie Ward out there. Shout out to Coach. Like I saw Coach at the baseball game. Like y'all see, they had to recruiting. They they out there.
They are absolutely recruiting, and basketball season is pretty close. Pretty close. I even saw them out there. Yeah, I saw them practicing. I think I saw them practicing doing some shoot arounds or something of the nature. But yeah, he's doing some high level recruiting, not turning down, not avoiding the high level athletes, the 4 stars and 5 stars, which you should be doing it, offering, and you never know who you'll get. So I'm looking forward to seeing that more of those recruits come in and see what happens when basketball season rolls around.
That basketball schedule is probably of course, we don't have any. When we talked to Ward, Coach Ward gave us some schools. We haven't. I know there might be some names that are out there. We don't have anything official on our site, and I feel like other schools posting the schedules or their schedules would probably fill our non-conference. At least we know who we're playing based on what other schools have published right now. So, I mean, I was bumping around here. I got a site that I kind of go to, warrennolan.com. It's always a good site to check out, especially when it comes time to start talking about RPIs and net ratings and all that fun stuff. But I was just trying to bump around here real quick and see if I can find our schedule.
We're not the only ones. A lot of times we beat ourselves
put out
up.
an out-of-conference schedule already.
We put some of them out. Like, I know we're playing University of South Florida. Like, they've already put that. So that's going to be at the Yuengling Center. So, Tampa alumni, if y'all want to get together, do something. Let's do something for something. They're also going to be in Orlando at that HBCU invitational event that they're going to have. Well, Kissimmee. You call it Orlando if you want to. I don't really care. I tell people I live in Orlando when I don't, so that way you don't get confused. But so they're going to be all over Central Florida, man. So it's going to be some good times. There are 2 7-footers on campus that will be announced soon.
Yeah.
Hey,
if you're walking around campus and you see 2 7-footers, you're like, oh, they must be playing. Who you play for? Yeah. So just if you know. So
right.
There they are.
Yeah. Introduce them to somebody from somebody's, BA sorority group. I mean, we got 2 of them, right? I'm just saying. You got pink and green, and you got red and white. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Look, I'm here to cheat. I'm sorry. You got all them beautiful women up there. You can't show them like 7, 8 of them. They can only talk to one at a time. I mean, and it's good, faithful brothers, because y'all know black men don't cheat. So I'm just saying, like. Hey, you got to use your resources.
Yes, Kylan, they are on campus already. Yes, they're on campus because school started. Get memo, newsflash, school started. They need to be on campus. So, shoot, they on campus already.
Campus. And we got some 2026s trying to come in heavy too.
Trying to tell them, let them know. Show them we're on campus.
Good stuff. That basketball video, I was watching that thing. I think that is the same video that I believe got posted on Twitter maybe about a week ago. So, I mean, I think they're just kind of spreading out where the placement is, because I was looking at it thinking it was going to be something new, but really more so it's a push to get people what's the right word? Donating, because there is a link in the Twitter handle that sends you to the FAMU men's basketball, I guess for lack of a better word, the foundation link. So if you text FAMU Athletics 2, the number 2, to 71777, that is how you can directly give to the men's basketball program. Again, that's FAMU Athletics 2, the number 2, all one word, to 71777. So, and that is affiliated with the FAMU Foundation. So, I'll put that link in the chat here, just in case. If I was smart enough, I would have downloaded the video, but I wasn't on the ball with that.
Do we have any basketball players that might or might not be trying to be affiliated with the Fang Exchange without saying any names?
Well, what I will say is that we have had some conversations with Coach the coaches of the basketball program, and there are conversations being had in a process that they would like to, go in to support those specific men's basketball players. So yes, I can't say specifically, but there are conversations being had. We're moving in a positive direction to support them. You see, you got on the Charlie Ward comes with a machine anyway, so we had to
look.
He comes with his own machine.
His marketing team already started off like,
yeah.
I was like, dang, bro.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because somebody else was asking me. I said, no, Charlie Ward is moving just a little bit different. Not quite like Coach Prime, but, he has his people and he moves at a different pace, so, you got to get on the calendar and you got to, there's things that you have to do, so, it's just different. It's just different. But that comes when you have a Heisman Trophy winner, former NBA player, that's just comes. So there's the code there. FAMU Athletics to 71777 and donate to men's basketball. That's via the foundation. I put the link there as well. All right. Let's get into a little bit of this weekend's game if you all are ready to kind of talk a little bit about this game. So this weekend, the Rattlers are traveling south to take on FAU in Boca. 6 p.m. kickoff, ESPN Plus. Of course, you can listen to it via the Rattler Sports Network. If you're in Tallahassee, it's on terrestrial radio, 96.1. FAU has a first-year head coach, Zach Kitley. The team last year was 3-9, but obviously that means absolutely nothing when you got a whole new coaching. And this coach has a background, obviously having been the OC and the quarterback coach at Texas Tech the last three seasons. And if you're not familiar with Texas Tech, all they were was like one of the top 10 offenses in the nation. Last season, top 10 in passing, fourth most in scoring. So, I mean, that tells you what's coming. Now, I say all that, and if you saw their game last week against Maryland, you might look at them and be like,
beat 2A.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
I watched. I kind of went back and kind of started watching that game, a little bit of it, just to see what I could see. And their quarterback was pretty accurate, but still, it wasn't. I mean, he I guess the potential is there for the quarterback. FAU.
They're not a good team.
They're not a good team
overall. Not a good team. Not at all.
And then the big thing with them is when you're watching it, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's like a 2-hour and some change video if you want to watch the long one, or it's like a 26-minute video. I'm just saying, for my sanity, I wasn't gonna watch 2 hours of them getting spanked and slapped around like that. But in the 20-minute version, the main thing you really do pick up is that, as Bryan hinted at, their lineage is Texas Tech and that hurry up offense. They run an offense at an extreme pace, and you can see where their offensive line was not very good, but also Maryland has a decent defensive line. So the question for me is, especially when we're kind of knowing what's going on with Cam Donald, can FAMU create penetration, and can they really get their hands up? Because some of the things and some of the problems that happened with FAU was getting your arms up into the throwing lanes, because some of his passes were tipped multiple times. And so if you can slow down this offense, that gives you an opportunity and that gives you hope. But the big thing on the other side is that you have to score. And so this is one of those games where you shucking and jiving around and 9 points ain't going to win it. This is a game where you're going to need 30, 25-30, just because of the pace they play at. And you really want to almost see if you can slow the game down and use those running backs, because if you let FAU play their game, they're going to wear out your defensive line to the point to where you're not going to be able to recover because of the speed and because of how quick they're moving the ball, and they're just going to wear you out and just tire you out. And it's honestly, it's just a video game offense. You think about it. It's Xbox, you play in the game, and next play, you hold down Y and you're running to the line. That's what you're getting from them. So the key to the game is really going to be, can you slow them down? Can you get the running game going? But can you also get passes generated from your quarterback that forces the defense to be honest?
Yeah.
I saw a couple of people in the chat talking about they're not good. Look,
they're right, Bryan.
They're mid at best.
They are not good.
Well, and we have to take every opportunity that we get to score. So
correct.
Even in that, we can't leave points on the field if we want this to be competitive, or
So
this game's more winnable than Troy.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
I was just about to say that.
Like, this game's much more winnable than the Troy game.
With a healthy offense, the way that the defense played, we could definitely win this. It's a winnable game, but the question mark will be, will our offense come to play this week? Also, too, in what Keith was saying is we have to make sure, and I'm no coach, but our timeouts have to be used at the right time, because when we really do need to slow that game down and slow down that offense and get our defense set and get them in position, we got to have those timeouts available to us at the right time, because definitely I saw that too. They like to run that hurry up offense, and that will wear your defense down. We got to have those timeouts at the right time. We got to manage that clock and have it at our disposal, so that we can get our put our defense in the best position, because if special teams plays well and defense plays well, we can make this a competitive game. And then, of course, our offense, you don't win no games without scoring. You know what I mean? So, RJ, you know what I'm saying? To our receivers, everybody, we definitely have to score the ball. Just because I like Keith said, this is more winnable to me than Troy. FAU, I remember when they first got their program together, they're not a great team. I mean, and this year too. They're just not a great team. I know they play. I think they play Willie next week.
Yes.
Willie gonna beat them people. I believe he's gonna beat those people. They're not a good team. But I just think that all things have to be clicking on all cylinders so that we can at least look competitive.
So the thing that worries me, look, I used to drink the Kool-Aid out of that same punch bowl, Tache, regarding, the last couple of years have ruined me, USF and Troy, because the thing that hurt us in those two games, it was like the second or third game of the season, and we weren't very buttoned up.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like a buttoned up FCS team has to walk into an FBS school, even a FBS school that, as you guys say, are not very good.
Mm-hmm.
There's still an FBS school for a reason.
Absolutely.
Group of 5, Power 4, whatever. You can't be a FCS school that's not buttoned up.
Right.
So
absolutely.
While defensively we look good until that last drive where we missed some tackles and gave up 49 yards. Nearly a third of what Howard got was in that final drive when we started, missing tackles.
But if we got a timeout, we can slow that thing down. And we can get
get it. Well, but see, that's part of the button up. That's part of the button up. Us having to use timeouts.
That is part of being buttoned up.
Mm-hmm. And that was bad scheme too. Like, just saying it was missed tackles. Come on,
blitz,
that was part of it. But some of that was bad
blitz,
schematics.
Yeah,
like
that was crazy.
But that goes to my bigger point, though. Are we buttoned up enough?
No. We're not saying that. I don't think.
No. Okay,
buttoned up.
But that's what I'm saying. In order for us to win this game, right? I mean, I saw someone said, "I'm not picking us to win. I just hope we look good." Well, look, I do too. I want us to look good. I'm not picking one way or the other. We're a 13.5 point underdog. I think that in itself is pretty interesting. The fact that Vegas thinks we are within 2 touchdowns of FAU. I think that's a major statement to say that we're 2 touchdowns
When
away
was
from
when was that underdog? When was that underdog prediction put out? Before Saturday? Or after?
Well, this is what I just Google searched it today, and
but I think that's more indicative of FAU than us. I'm telling you, they're not, Bryan. And so be clear. I said for us to be competitive. You know what I'm saying?
What's competitive? What's competitive for you?
I didn't say necessarily win, but for us to not get blown out. You know what I'm saying?
What's competitive? What's the number? Give me a number.
17 points for me. 17 points.
I was about to say between 14 and I'll say even 21 because you expect with the FBS depth to wear us out in the last quarter, in the third, and kind of run away with us. But even if we stay somewhere between 14, 17, maybe even 21, like I said, if they run away at the end, that's competitive. Because you mentioned Troy, but even look at us with a mangled team when we played UNC. You know what I'm saying? We were competitive. The score was not really indicative of how competitive we were at that Chapel Hill game, at the USF game. Definitely that game we almost about.
Oh my God,
yeah,
that was
turnovers.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the turnovers. But I mean, just to have a good showing, we should not go down there and get mollywopped like we playing, Ohio State. You know what I mean? It just they're not. FAU is not that good of a team. Period. And like I said, with the defense, by all accounts, you should win a game. You hold a team to 10 points. So with a defense that can hold a team to 10 points, we should look competitive. But we got to put points on the board.
And our defense will be tested by FAU, as opposed to highly tested, as opposed to maybe Howard. To see, do we perform at that high level or remotely high level to that level, to that type of offense as opposed to what Howard showed us. So that's what I'm looking to see as well. Like, where do we fall? Now we compare Howard's offense, FAU's offense. Where does the defense fall? And how did we perform against both of those? Because I love what I saw from the defense. I think we all did love what we did. We're able to see from the defense. But let's just see. And I know they'll challenge our DBs. I've been seeing that a lot. Our DBs will have to come to play.
And then what kind of passes are they going to throw? I mean, their quarterback, 6 interceptions? I mean, that's granted, some of those interceptions were tip balls and everything else and a little fugazi, but still, like, 6 picks is 6 picks. So do I think FAMU's going to walk in there and get 4-5? No. Do I think FAMU's probably going to get 1 or 2? Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if he's shown he values the ball that much yet. Not saying that the guy's bad quarterback, but again, Maryland was a tough team. So you're going from playing an Power 5 team or Power 4. Sorry, there's no more Power 5. Mm-hmm. Power 4 team that's at the second highest level in the Power 4 space to a FCS team. So I think there's a big difference there. But I do think some of our talent in some of our areas, if we can manage it, like it's going to be important. The defensive line. The linebackers are going to have to read their keys and be responsible. You may have to shut down some of the blitz because speed for speed, they match up with us and they overmatch us in some places. So it's not, we're talking about a place where we took their quarterback and he became our starting quarterback. We took one of their receivers and he is now projected to be one of our starting receivers when he can get on the field. So the talent that they're bringing in is palpable and it's comparable. And at times they're overmatching us talent-wise, and they're well coached. I mean, you got NFL Hall of Famers on their coaching staff in the form of Chris Carter, and so it's a well-coached team in some areas. It's just a question of can they put it all together.
And our O-line will need to come to play as well.
You got to get rid of the ball quick.
Get rid of the ball quick. Run game.
Open up them holes for that run.
Open up those holes. Let those running backs get through those holes. Like our O-line will have to come to play as well. Yeah. It'll just like Bryan said, buttoned up in every way, every phase.
Yeah, you don't have 7 seconds to throw the ball. Like the plays that are taking 7 and 10 seconds, he's going to get killed and he's going to get hurt. You cannot sit up there and expect that offensive line to protect it for 10 seconds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just kind of doing a little digging here because I saw Steve kind of post something in there. So I don't, I kind of went back and double checked them. I'm not sure this site that was offering the 13.5. I mean, hell, if you got 13.5, you may want to take it. I
was about to ask offline.
But as I went to the computers, so a lot of the places, like when I checked a couple of sites, Vegas Insiders, which kind of gives an analysis of various books. They don't even have the line up yet, according to what I'm seeing. So that means it'll be probably one of those Saturday morning drops because it's the FBS versus FCS matchup. The computers have it rated as a 27-point margin, between FAMU and FAU. I would hope I could get 4 touchdowns. Like, if I can get 4 touchdowns, I'll take FAMU plus 27, plus 28. I'll put it like that. I do think we can stay within 3 touchdowns in this game, maybe even a little bit better. So we'll see. But again, as you guys just said, I think the biggest thing we're going to have to see, it starts with the offensive line, their ability to protect, RJ's ability to find his receivers quickly and throw to them accurately. And that offensive line's got to be able to do a great job of run blocking. I like what Kelvin said there earlier about getting pressure on the defensive end. I think that's going to be paramount because their quarterback has already shown that willingness to want to throw it to the other team. So how many of those can we get? Can FAMU get a pair? Can we get a couple? I don't know. So
how imaginative is our defense is another question. Like, I'll give that to our defense. That's probably the most imaginative I've seen FAMU's defense in the last 5 or 6 years. Like,
I know
our defense
it was kind of fun not watching
vanilla.
that same old
zone. Yeah. Bend don't break zone. Like that, literally, FAMU ran a bend don't break zone for the better part of the past almost decade. And you start seeing like exotic blitzes. I mean, honestly, the last time I've really seen exotic blitzes from FAMU was probably when BJ Bowler was coming off of the edge and blitzing. Like, that's the most exotic I've seen FAMU's defense in a very long time.
Okay. We like to do something called bold predictions for these games. Not going to ask you to pick or give a score unless you're just feeling so inclined, but more so looking for the bold predictions. What is your bold prediction for this game? I don't think any of us on the show, myself, Kelvin, or Marcus, hit our bold prediction last week. I sure as heck didn't. I think I had something about running back scoring 100. Jesus, got about 1/8 of that, the number that I put out there. But anyway, so bold predictions. Let's kind of go around the horn. Ashley, we'll start with you. It can be anything or any person, but that's why we call it bold predictions.
I'm not even going to say what came to mind first. That's
what we want. That we want whatever that was. You got to say it now.
We probably thought something similar too.
You can have a
my bold prediction is that we can get 2 picks.
Okay.
On defense. Defense gets 2 picks. 2 interceptions.
Okay. We got 1 under our belt last week. So okay.
Let's go for 2 this week. He threw 6 last week. Come on, you got to throw 2 this week.
So yeah, we get 2. Yeah, he threw 6. We got to be able to get 2 exactly. Tache, what about you?
I got Goldie Lawrence in the end zone, and I got Amari Lee on the pick. Number 9.
See that?
He's one of my 2. He's one of my 2. I like Amari Lee.
He went specific. See, that's what I'm talking about. Give me specifics.
I'm a teacher.
Player
name.
The
details.
I like that. So again, Goldie Lawrence touchdown, and what was the other one?
Amari Lee on the pick.
Amari Lee interception.
Number 9.
No pressure, Goldie and Amari. No pressure. No pressure. Make that happen. Go ahead, Keith. What do you got?
I got 2 touchdowns, and I think at the end of the game, we see a quarterback get into the game. Not gonna say which one, but I think by the end of the game, you're gonna see
second
at least
quarterback. You mean?
I think you see at least. Noop's running 3s. I think you're gonna see at least 3.
Look at you, this guy.
3. Okay.
I know
all
exactly
right,
who Keith talking about. I would like to see that too.
You know what? I just saw it. Okay, it just hit me what you just did. Okay.
Hello.
Damn you, Keith. Yeah, okay, that was pretty nice. I'm sitting here trying to star a couple of these bold predictions that you guys are dropping here. So wait a minute, let me see. So Tache said a touchdown. Ashley, you said interceptions.
2 interceptions.
Keith talk. Okay. We only had 9 points. I feel like it shouldn't be bold, but I'm going to say it's bold that we scored 20 or more points in this game. I mean, hell, we only scored 9 last time, so I'm going 20 points, and I haven't given up on my running game prop. I'm scaling it back though. I'm not going 150 this time. So I'm going to say Thad Franklin over 70 yards rushing and at least a touchdown. So again, I'm a 2-pack here. Go over 20 points, 20 or more points, total points. I wish that's a prop I can find because I would play it. And then also Thad Franklin over 70 rush yards and at least 1 touchdown. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's go through. Let me see. Let's see what you guys in the chat room get. Let me see. I start a bunch of them here, so let me see. All right. Hollow's okay. Hollow's going with he's expecting a jet appearance. He's expecting a flyby in this game. JT, I have no idea what I feel. Hold on, let me make sure I'm reading this right. Sometimes I get to read it before I post it, but oh well. 4 tubs at the office. What maybe is that
4 touchdowns?
Okay. Maybe that's what it's supposed. Okay, JT. Okay. Oh wow, that's bold. That's why you call it bold. Kelvin's saying 3 touchdowns. We'll score 3 touchdowns. Okay.
I love that.
All right. Is that bold? They only how many points did they score last week?
27.
No, we scored more than them last week.
They scored 7 points last week.
Dang. I watched the game. Look, I had to watch the condensed version. That thing, as the Shay said, they are not a good team.
Exactly. Let just that wash all over you for a second, Rattler Nation. We scored more points than them. As much as y'all are complaining, you think about what those folks are complaining, right?
Oh, they was hot. So, they were hot. We did a podcast today.
Yeah, exactly. Right. FAU versus FAMU. Battle of fan bases complaining. So there we go. But Larry said bold is 335. I get you, Larry. Okay.
Did you say the battle of the fan bases?
I did.
Of the complaining fan base.
Of the complaining fan base.
Battle of disgruntled.
Yeah. EA. A 50-yard
field goal. If we kicking a 50-yard field goal, that means
they ain't scoring no darn touchdowns.
I sound like
Hold on. I don't like that. I see. No. I see what EA is doing, right? Because the 3 other field goals we were kicking from the 20 freaking yard line, right on the edge of the red zone. So at least if we're kicking a 50-yarder, that means we are at least back on the 35, nowhere near the red zone. So you know what I'm saying? If we get to the red zone, can we at least get the ball thrown into the end zone? I see what you did there, EA. So I respect it.
Can we avoid getting kicks blocked with that wonky kick formation?
See, I'm surprised nobody said that yet. I'm surprised. How about that as a bold prediction? No block punts. No block punts. All right. E. Johnson said a rushing touchdown. Ron Jab goes with a bold prediction of a special teams touchdown.
That was one I was going to say. I was going to say that, but I don't know if we'll be able to get it this game.
You never know. I mean, look, FAU susceptible to breaking down punt coverage.
They wouldn't kick it to Speedy back there.
That's what they were purposely kicking it to the corners.
Okay. Troy's going with both Somerset and 60 yards. Kelvin said we only dress 3 quarterbacks, Keith. So it looks like he's liking your prop there. Emmett's funny. He's going for it. If he gets to the 2-yard line, he's going for it this time.
Let me tell you something. I stick by what Cozy did on that because I think
I do too.
Call.
Yeah, no.
That was the right thing to do that game.
It was
that
the right thing to do right there.
Didn't we have no timeouts at the time too?
No timeouts. We had already used
you gotta.
None.
I mean, it sounds good to go for it, but that sounds good.
And so I went over that so many times in my head because ultimately, if we go for the touchdown and we miss it, and then they still get down there, we still, So I'm like, but ultimately, I think that was the right thing to do. That was the right thing to do.
It makes a difference if you have those timeouts, though. I think if you have those timeouts,
I don't want to keep saying it,
go
but
for it.
You ain't lying.
3 passing touchdowns.
We had it. I like that. 3 passing touchdowns. Okay, now see what Ezekiel would have been really bold if you said who was passing those 3 touchdowns. That's all I'm saying.
Really, I'm not gonna work no bells. I almost got y'all routed tonight, but I decided about who was
Posey told y'all what quarterback gonna be out there, so y'all can keep on.
He said who's starting. He said who's starting.
So
and a finish.
He didn't say who's finishing.
Here's Keith.
We know
Here's
who's
Keith.
finishing. We know who's finishing. He need to put the meme up. The Terrell Owens meme up too. That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
That's my quarterback.
Okay. That's gonna be your U-Haul truck. Keep playing this kind of game.
I don't know. Is there any kind of narrative? I don't know where. I love you, Larry. I don't really know what. Is there a narrative really?
Yeah,
does the narrative? How about this? Does it change? Does the narrative change? Because a lot of y'all are counting statistics and win-loss record over 13, 14 games. But if we win this, what are we saying?
If this game is won, the narrative, some of the current narratives have to change, at least somewhat. You have to, And
it depends who's the quarterback. Like, I mean,
temperature has to change for folks.
I mean, if RJ comes in there and RJ is dealing, then and the first game was just a game where you give him a mulligan, then you're like, oh crap, he grew up over the first game. But if it's something where you win and he's out of the game, then that validates the fan base. And I think so, as but if you win, I mean, it does change the narrative about the seat being hot. But some of that's the semantics of how did you win.
That's true, because the current narratives are definitely in the semantics. It's not win or loss. Is how those things happen. So the semantics definitely matter here.
And it's who you lost to. I'm sorry.
I think the only narrative that will change, in my opinion, I told Ashley, I texted, we were talking earlier, and it's just so strange and foreign for me to see top HBCU programs in football and not see FAMU at all on any of the top 10s. You know what I mean? We talking about a lot of, and these it's people's own opinions, but consistently for the past 5 or 6 years, we've been on those top, on those lists, and it's just so crazy to me. I'm seeing Morgan State and Texas Southern and
Shay being nice. We got better talent.
But look, this is what was so fascinating.
we do.
Back to what Vaughn said earlier. They came together.
It don't, but it does not matter. I don't care if you got who you got out there. If they can't play together and get it done, it doesn't happen. So this is the first time I'm telling you, like, I'm seeing list after list after list, and we are on none of the lists. You know what I'm saying? And it's just really foreign. So I think that for anything, I think that other fans or other people begin to have some type of restored faith in our program and our coach, because I think that just across the spectrum, a lot of sports annotators and they kind of have lost faith in our leadership in football, and I just think that would definitely, that's the biggest thing in my opinion that would change the narrative, is that our coach knows what he's doing, he's working out the kinks, and FAMU's going to be okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if folks just don't think know what he's doing. I think it's that we see something, and it's the frustration of, we feel like if we were in that place, we would have done something different. And it seems like he's sticking by his guns, which he has every right to. But
Absolutely.
you know, heavy is the head that wears the crown. So you know, especially on the highest 7 hills, because you can't hide. We see everything you do when you sit atop of the hill. So you know, we're definitely going to be critiquing and critical, but it's because we love the program. It's not because we have a disdain for Colsey or we don't like him or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, we're passionate. We want to win, and as it says, the standard is still the standard. FAMU should be in the top 3 HBCUs at the worst, but we always feel like we should be number 1.
Yeah, and I wasn't even talking about our fan base. I'm saying just like sports, you know, podcasters and a lot of people that are talking sports, you know, we've dropped from those top lists, and it was just foreign for me to see our fan base. You know, we were fussing at Willie. He was going 9-2. You know what I'm saying? Like this man was winning game after game, and he's going to the quarterback club getting chewed out. Okay, like, you know what I'm saying? We are
winning games and getting chewed out.
This man was winning, going 9-2, and we were going off. Okay, you know what I'm saying? We're just rabbit. You know, we're something else. So I wasn't even talking about us, but I mean just the other, you know, the other sports people that are talking, just what they're seeing, you know, how we're just dropping from those lists, and I was just really shocked. And I guess it's just a humbling thing to see.
You know why that's happening? I maintain that is happening because of the way that we have entered into the SWAC. And have really
walked in their trap and took their trap.
Thank you. I was trying to find a way to say it, but yes, we're the first team. You know, the whole Save the SWAC shirts, just the vibe and the presence that we had when we came in the door and in the building, and then all the non-football stuff that has happened over the last 2 years. It gives people, voters, a sour taste. So many of them were hesitant to want to put us in the top 5 or top 2 in the preseason poll because they just were no way. Even though the teams that they were putting ahead of us, we beat all those teams last year, right?
Even in preseason, even before we played a down of football.
Exactly. So when we lose again, and again, we lost the game on the last play of the game. Let's stop that for a second. If nothing else, we lost the game on the last play of the game, and somehow we dropped out of everybody's poll. And we're the worst thing because we only scored 9 points, but what? We held the team to 9. As if people forgot the year we played Jackson State. What was the score of that game? The first time we played them?
7-6.
Thank you. Did
and you got to say it in that order for these young generations. Don't say
it. Yeah, they did. No, I mean I even do. But did anybody say, "Hey, you guys only scored 6 points"? No, it was like, man, what a great defensive battle. Blah blah blah. I was 7-6 and blah blah blah. And y'all could have won. You should have won by maybe 2 or 3 points. No, but nobody talks about that game Saturday being a defensive battle at all. Nobody mentions it. What do they mean? They mention it all because they saw the plays that the quarterback didn't see. I'll put it at that and saying that we ended up with field goals and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's the narrative. It's us as FAMU. Think about that. It's us as FAMU in 2025 versus us as FAMU when we were the freshmen in the SWAC. See, we're no longer the freshmen. We have graduated. We're in grad school of the SWAC now. And so now we get the real hate. We get all the hate. That's what it is now.
But we did in 3 years what some of them have never done. Like that to me, like I'll say that with my chest.
Yes,
FAMU literally came out here, and in 2 years, we won a SWAC, we won a Celebration Bowl. Oh, guess what? We didn't have the Monstars like Dion did. We didn't have we had some transfers, but we didn't have the Monstars. He never won Celebration Bowl. He lost South Carolina State and North Carolina Central. But we just ho-hum, little FAMU, we brag a little different. We talk a lot of trash, but we also backed it up. We came to your conference when you said you didn't want us. It's okay. It's all right. We're here. And what did we do? We win championships in darn near every sport, except for bowling. And that's because the old athletic director was over there hiring people that shouldn't have got the job in the first place. Hell, if she would have gave somebody with some credit the job, we might have won that too. Like, we done came over here. We won your football. We won your baseball. We won your volleyball. We won your softball. Heck, we won your golf. And we just got here. Some of y'all ain't won golf and you've been here for 60 years. Come on, Doc. Don't get mad at us. Congratulate us. It's okay. It's hard to hate from outside the yard. come on in. You can come sitting out in the north end zone, pay a ticket, and enjoy the fun and the pleasantries, and wear orange and green for one day. You might feel like a champion. You might feel like the #1 public HBCU. Because guess what? The second we walked in your conference, your academic criteria just stepped up 100%. Because all of a sudden, you have a school that's worth talking about academically too. I tell you what, FAMU is pretty freaking good. It's amazing. We come to your conference, we just elevate everything. It's just higher on the highest of 7 hills, and it's just better. It's better up there. And the air is so thin up here. Only Rattlers can breathe in this kind of air. It's okay. We'll say the losing for the rest of y'all. But you know what? We say the SWAC. Quote Earl on that.
Brian, you were supposed to give
that. I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that, Keith. I'm running that tomorrow. I got to find a way to clip that. I'm running that, boy. They're gonna be pissed as hell about that.
That's okay. Stay mad. You know what it is? FangsUp Podcast at gmail.com. I don't run for smoke. I run to it.
Fireman. Keith, that's Keith's new nickname, the Fireman. Let's go.
Look,
Fireman.
Look, I hang a shirt of Kofi Hemingway behind my show every day. I'm just downstairs, but it's still up there. Come on now.
Hey,
y'all already know.
What
up, boy? Man. Come on. I ain't running for y'all.
I love it, man. That's some good stuff. Good stuff, Keith. Okay. Before we close out, I do want to kind of do a quick little run around the SWAC, because it's always kind of interesting to kind of look around the rest of the conference. And I think this week and next week are maybe more so this week, where you've got, as you might call, the paycheck games. You got Grambling State getting a mint to Ohio State, Texas Southern playing the ACC school Cal, Bethune. Go ahead and get that money. Go ahead and get that money, Bethune. The ass with Bethune. Go ahead and get that money.
Valley will play Tarleton.
Yeah, so let's go through some of these. Let's go through some of these games. Let's kind of start at the top. Obviously, we know we play FAU, and what we say. I am one of those people, when I look at Jackson State traveling to Southern Miss, do any of you have a thought that, if there's going to, I think I've seen a lot of different publications talk about our game against FAU and Jackson State against Southern Miss as two games where there is maybe then a better than a puncher's chance of an FCS beating an FBS. Either of you guys agree with that sentiment?
No. So Southern Miss's coach, I'm just saying, he's a member of the greatest organization on this side of heaven. That's not a church. So, first and foremost, he's going to win. Secondly, his wife used to work at Jackson State. So, not Jackson State, sorry, Tennessee State. They're going to win that game handily. I have no confidence. I think Jackson State's going to put up a fight. But like I said last week, their game against Hampton wasn't crazy impressive. It was a solid game to watch. But if you want to sit up here and scream like this was an amazing game, and that's a lie. It was two teams that just were very physical. It was fun football to watch, but nothing blew you away about that Jackson State Hampton game. And I don't think they're going to blow you away against Southern Miss. I think Southern Miss is going to boat race them.
Okay. I see shaking heads down there, Tache and Ashley. You see a boat race, double-digit victory for Southern Miss?
I think that Jackson will play up to their competition a little bit. They'll keep it close, maybe the first half, because Jackson can score the ball. So I think it'll be high scoring, but I think that USM will run away with it in the second half. They really think they're going to win this game. And I'm going to say this, it's a crazy day when when you have me defending Jackson State, because USM is talking cash money crap. It's real bad. And so I've been in a couple of chats windmilling for Jackson State just because it's the HBCU. But yeah, it's not going to happen. But they
will Jackson
really
State fans though. Well, I don't know the difference, or I don't know mileage where. Mississippi.
They're going to go to
about 3 hours.
Oh, they're going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be
Yeah,
there.
it's not bad.
Is the boom going out there as well?
Yes.
Probably.
Sure.
But it's only like a 2.5, 3 hour ride. Like from Jackson. Like that's one of the
it's
not that far. But this is a championship team. Like, let's not forget,
That's my
Huff
point. That's why I keep bringing that up.
Marshall.
If you are a championship team, 11 games in a row, I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable to believe Jackson State can stay in this game
not Jackson
and find
State.
a way to win.
No, Southern Miss. Southern.
All
those players from Marshall came over with Charles Huff to Southern Miss. They literally defected. So when Marshall did not redo his contract, all their best players went down from Marshall to Southern Miss with him. That's what I'm saying. They don't have a snowball's chance in Hades. They're gonna get boat raced. Like this is a power. This is not Power 5. This is the outside group championship team from Marshall. They're just wearing black and gold instead of green and white.
Okay. So the only thing Jackson State winning is the halftime.
That's about it.
Definitely.
Halftime show and the cookout.
They'll win that for sure.
I think it'll be competitive at some points. I do.
Some point,
do. Yeah.
First 10 minutes.
It'll be competitive early.
I got a little more.
Let me see. Steve said the boom is going. The first time that stadium got sold out is when JSU came in '87. So I just hope it doesn't get ugly. You know, I heard all that trash talk you were talking about, Tache. You know, that can, sometimes people can carry that stuff over.
Oh, they
with
will.
Some alcohol, with liquor and beer. Yeah, that could, let's pray that we don't end up seeing all kinds of viral videos. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's pray that we don't see that.
I hope the players don't get too chippy too, because
that too. They read the comments.
They do. They listen.
I'll tell you a sneaky game that you may want to. Don't be surprised if it's competitive. Is Texas Southern at Cal. Cal is bad. Cal. I've read many reports about how bad Cal is, and just think if you're Texas Southern, how pissed off you are after the way you lost. You lost to Prairie View, a team that committed 15 penalties, and you got beat on the last play. I mean, that's Chris. That team might be walking and going to Cal with an attitude. It'll be interesting.
So I have a question. Yeah. What conference is Cal in again? I want to make sure
ACC.
Okay,
that's some of those.
So you mean to tell me that Texas Southern can go and be competitive with Cal in the ACC, but we can't go be competitive? We can't be competitive because we lost too, and we should be upset too.
Hold on. Cal is the. No, I'm not saying we can't be. Cal is the worst team in the ACC, and that's what some of the reports I've read. The question is, how good can the worst team in a Power 4 be?
This is Texas Southern, though.
I think it's the time of season that you're catching them too, though.
But I think this is a better Texas Southern team than maybe we.
So you saying competitive, or are you? No, absolutely. Are you saying competitive, or are you saying they could pull it off? Let me know before
I'm going to say competitive, and I measure everything against a number, Tache. So if I see a number like three touchdowns or 4 touchdowns, I say Texas Southern will cover 3 or 4 touchdowns. Now, winning, unless I hit another Powerball number and I got an extra $10, I'm not putting anything on a Texas Southern money line.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Because Chris Dishman, he always does something to muck it. If you look at Texas Southern,
Jared Curl don't curl right.
If you look at Texas Southern,
Chris Dishman is bald. What are y'all talking about, Jared Curl?
The little Luther, big Luther,
Oh my God, y'all! I'm trying to be serious, okay? If you look at them last year, they were in so many games. They were right there with Grambling, with Southern. They have something, but the reason why I just can't is because it's a coaching issue. It's something, the calls that he makes always at critical moments, like it's just something that's off. So I don't think so. I think more so if we're talking about PD plays that team in the Southland Conference. They should they're I didn't pick PD just because 160 yards, 15 penalties for 160 yards is absolutely insane. But this what's the name of the team? Rio Grande, UT,
University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, the Vaqueros.
Yes. So I think that, maybe PV has a chance to go ahead and win that, which would be a good win for our conference, to win out of conference, the Southland Conference or whatever. But I just do not see Texas Southern really being competitive in that Cal game. I just don't.
All right.
We're gonna move on.
You mentioned that Prairie View hosting UT Rio Grande. That's on SWAC TV. The computers say that's a 3-point game. Computers say a 3-point game. So you're upset. I think is that a new FBS team, UT Rio Grande?
Yeah.
FCS.
They just added.
They just went to the FCS. They're in Southland.
Okay.
They were DQ. Right. But from what I hear,
their facilities are nice.
I was about to say they saying that they dropped a bag on the facility. They said they have like really, really, really top notch. It's a new program. They have really, really top notch. And last week they played. It was a D2 team. I can't think of the name, but they beat them 6-0. The quarterback went 18 for 19 for like 345 yards.
How about them Cowboys? That's all I got. Vaquero's a Cowboy. How about them Cowboys?
18 for 19. I don't care who you play.
It don't matter who you play.
That's impressive. You know
receivers too. Receivers and quarterback for that matter.
Are we gonna move to Valley?
Well, hold on. I'm gonna come to that in a second. That's one of the three main. I was just gonna mention. Obviously, nothing. Anybody see Arkansas Pine Bluff at Central Arkansas?
Gonna be ugly.
Another blowout.
No, they're gonna get beat on the purple field.
Yeah, purple and gray.
That is the purple field.
Purple and gray, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they play 8-minute or full 15-minute quarter. Did I tell y'all the story about how I got screwed out of a bet because they cut the quarters in half? I still covered the over, but they cut the quarters in half in the third and fourth quarter, and so I got a refund. Instead of giving me my money, they gave me my money back because the game wasn't an official game according to the books.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's green, as these children say in Orlando.
Very, very. Okay. Delta Devils, Mississippi Valley State at Tarleton State. Tarleton State just pulled off an upset, beating Army.
Yes, on the road.
Valley on the road, right. Valley had a good performance, a good showing against Southern. Now they turn around and get on the road. Can Valley get a win?
It's gonna be close to the experts thinks, but no.
A lot of head shakers, a lot of head shaking going on. No,
closer than the experts.
Nobody believes in Valley just yet.
Nah,
I think Buckley is doing some good things.
They're doing better. They're better.
Yeah.
Terrell Buckley's doing a great job of preparing his players for their next school.
I'm crying.
Wow, that's heavy, Keith. Damn you, Keith. That's hard. Okay, 2 SWAC matchups. Now I'm double checking here because I know one it's a SWAC non-conference contest.
They both are.
Okay, so good. They both are. So I'm gonna say what I think is the better of the two for last. Alcorn State travels to Alabama A&M. I
ain't trusting Alcorn with nothing. I was nice last week. No, I don't trust them.
I'm gonna say this. If the coach, and I'm not saying I trust that he will, but if Coach Thomas can fix the issues on offense, because it's not like they don't have the pieces. Very much like us. Not like they don't have the pieces. If he can fix the issue, then I think that they'll go down there and they'll beat Alabama A&M. But I think it won't be like a blowout. It'll be very close. But if he does not fix those issues, it might get carried away.
Alabama A&M.
Give me them dogs by 2 touchdowns at least.
Ooh. No faith in the Braves, man. Exactly. Troy said, y'all check on G, boy, because he was fit to be tied after that last one.
He was so
and
they were sick.
Again, I had someone very close to the program say worse loss than our loss last year to that school from Mississippi at home.
Facts.
Worst loss experienced by Alcorn. That's how bad a loss Alcorn State experienced as a road favorite of nearly 10.5 points.
And that game was never in contention, really, either. That's the crazy
Never
part.
close. Never close. All right. And then I think the best game on the docket is Alabama State and Andrew Body after
why
what
you feel like that's the best game, Bryan?
Because I'm gonna tell you what, call me crazy. Go find me, and you just shouted out a quarterback for a second, right? But go find me a quarterback in college football, Division I college football, that had the performance numbers, win or loss, that Andrew Body had last week, and he played an FBS opponent. I don't know why Andrew Body ain't being talked about in Heisman Trophy consideration, because those numbers he put up, those numbers should be very much deserving of some eyes open. And
better than Castellanos.
That's why I'm saying.
Boy.
That's why I'm curious why you say it's gonna be a good game. It ain't gonna be no good game. They finna go down there and beat the piss off the Southern. What are we talking about?
We're gonna say like these folks in the South
Bryan,
say Southern gonna get monkey stomped.
She let you do all that.
I had to let him get it
He
in.
set you right on up,
so
Bryan.
kind. She did. She was so kind. She let me get all that in, right? But okay, so I mean, what? Why is there's that? I mean, Southern is 1-1, and I gotta believe the defense is gonna show up a little bit this time.
No, they don't. There's none to show up. There's none to show up.
Well,
all you have to do is contain Kelby Givens, and he has no help. Kelby Givens, which and NCCU showed us that. You contain Kelby Givens over there, he has no help. The DBs may be their brightest spot, but there's nothing. Andrew Body's gonna have a show. Houseclaw, what's his name? He gonna have it. It's not gonna be pretty. It's going to be what Southern will have is some boiled turkey necks. They're gonna have some great what's that stuff?
Say gumbo.
Gumbo. They're gonna have some catfish out. The tailgate is gonna be amazing. They're gonna be in all white. Y'all know they be coordinated. My daughter's a Jag, so she already told me it's all white. They're gonna look good. The light show is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a great time, but they're gonna get they whooped. Okay, it's not gonna be a good game.
Man,
I'm not competitive, Tache.
I'm taking Alabama State just because Tache just dropped that. That was a great handicap. I'm taking Alabama State by
Alabama State now.
17.
The only reason that it'll be, and I got, while we talking about this, prayers up to Jalen Woods. He sustained a real, he's in concussion protocol from the Valley game. So praying for him. I'm hearing that he won't be back until Boombox when they play Jackson so I think that with them playing Cam, first of all, I think Cam McCoy is their quarterback. I think he's who they should go with. But so because of that, I think that they'll get they'll score some more points because Cam can run. He's good on the scramble and stuff like that. But
Andrew Body looked like the best quarterback in the SWAC by far.
Easy.
He looked like everything we thought he was going to be 3 years ago.
Easy.
Like everything when we were sitting up here being like, we want Andrew Body to come to FAMU was what we saw. I mean, the only thing you can really knock on him is throwing motion is a little weird. Other than that, Buddy was dealing. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared when he left the pocket and started running. But outside of that, man, he looks like he's going to dissect the entire Southwestern Athletic Conference if he can stay healthy. And Southern's defense, let's be honest, up the middle, man, please, it's a sieve.
Yeah.
So they're not going to give him no trouble. Do we anticipate Alabama State's defense showing up?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good question.
I think they're going to get 2 picks. Shoot. I don't have faith. I don't have a lot of faith in Southern's offense.
I don't either, but I'm not too sold on Alabama State's defense this year. They weren't that great. They're not that great. They're not. Let me not say they're not that great. They are not what we have come to know Alabama State.
They're standard. They're
not the standard. Way too much on that defense, and it showed. Because I'm gonna tell you this: if Alabama State's defense was what it was last year, combined with that offense they have this year, Chris Guilford would have been without a job that night because they would have won that game. they would have beat UAB.
Yeah.
They would have won that game. That defense was just too sluggish. They couldn't. But if they was the Bama State defense of last year, Bubba, you got Bubba and their which is crazy because their defensive coordinator is now at UAB. But
Right.
you know, if you have that together, I think that Trent Dilfer would have had to go in his office and pack up that night.
But the same thing we're saying about Cal and these other schools. Southern played an FBS team, and not Southern. Sorry,
Alabama State.
Alabama State, and now they're moving back down to play a team that's at that lower level. That's a difference as well. That's part of why I'm like, I don't know. Like is UAB a great team? No, but are they better than Southern? Absolutely. Like I just think that when you start to look at the talent difference, and I think they are going to put that pressure on Southern, that's going to make them make mistakes, because I think with what we saw offensively, production wise from Alabama State, they're going to put Southern in a position offensively where they're going to have to throw the ball, and that's going to force the mistakes. So that's why I say 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, because I think they're going to be trying to play in comeback mode, and they're going to be making mistakes that way.
I think that more than forcing them to pass, I think they're going to run Cam. That's what I think they're going to do, because he's that type of hybrid. Too. He does it well. He can be dangerous too. 2 of their touchdowns at Valley, once Jalen goes out and Cam goes in, is Cam running those touchdowns in. I think they're going to run him like that kind of hybrid running back quarterback thing that they got going on with Body. But I still think it's they're going to lose. But definitely.
I'm hearing points. I'm thinking both teams scoring over 30 is what I'm hearing. If combined? I'm just kind of handicapping this game for anybody out there who's looking for a good FCS play. So
35, yeah. If you
both teams scoring over 30, like I think Southern might get you to, because they got 30 something on Valley. And then, as you guys said, Bama State scored 42 against the FBS, and now they're going down playing Southern, who's given up points the last 2 weeks in a row.
Are not what they used to be. Both teams were known for be defensive teams, and they have regressed in that way. So that could lead to a high scoring, blow for blow, back and forth type game.
I got Southern going no more than 28.
I'm a cap Southern. I was near their 20s, but I'm a cap them at 20.
Okay. Yeah, I got 28.
All right. Well, that's your SWAC schedule. Everybody's in play, I believe, this upcoming week. Of course, only 2 SWAC v SWAC matchups, and then everybody else playing a mix of some FBS, SCS games. No classics in that schedule at all either. No classics. But
we're going to make some money. The SWAC making money this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to collect. Show me my money, like that.
Broadway was not playing.
Especially if you Grambling, boy. Go ahead and get that check.
Ooh, go get
like 800, 900,000?
$1 million?
I thought it was $1 million.
Oh, it's $1 million? Okay. I didn't know
$2 million.
Okay. Just be healthy. Just come back healthy.
Yeah.
Who was it? Somebody said that during the SWAC presser. Somebody was like, yeah, we played so and so. I'm just glad we came back healthy, and I was like, man, God, that's where we at these days, huh? Go pick up a check and just pray you come back healthy.
That's it. Against Ohio State,
especially if he's Southern. Southern's got a little history with them games, man.
Well, all right. Ashley, Tache, give you a chance to get in a plug. Anything you want to plug as we close the show? Anything you want to make us aware of?
As always, make sure you're checking out Fang Exchange Podcast Thursday nights, 9 p.m. on YouTube, streaming on X as well, and Instagram typically. So make sure you check us out on those platforms. Fang Exchange, support if you're a Rattler, even if you're not a Rattler. If you're watching, that means you're a fan. So come on down and help us support our athletes through our NIL program.
Nice. All right. Keith, how about you, dog? What you got?
As y'all know, y'all can see up there, FangsUp Podcast. Was it Thursdays, 8:00? So right before the Fang Exchange. And then I try to give y'all like a few minutes. So you know, go to the bathroom, get a snack, pop some popcorn, then head over to the Fang Exchange. And then Sundays we do a little something, 8:00. And so, you know, try to keep that consistency there. Also running the fifth quarter FAMU page on Twitter. So y'all know during the games, we like to have a little fun and, you know, like to be practical and, you know, a little more fan-sided over there. Also do round one with St. Clair Moraine on Fridays on Hallelujah 95. So, you know, we out here. And then Mondays we need y'all here, you know, with checking out here the post game when we're talking about, you know, Monday morning quarterbacking or Monday night quarterbacking, and, you know, talking about what could have been, what should have been, and what is. So, you know, we try to do a little bit of everything, but we always keep it rational. So, you know, as much as I'm a fan, I like to, you know, still be rational. I'm not fanatical in my expectations.
Okay. Let Keith tell it. I know, I'm just messing. Hopefully, again, you may see Keith and I. You'll see Keith this weekend for sure. You might see me and Keith this weekend down at the FAU game. I'm still on the fence, still trying to figure out what my travel is looking like. But if we're there, we'll get a chance to kind of be first hands, boots on the ground. Make sure to check the post game. Keith will probably be streaming the post game live, I think, or if not live, right after. Yeah, he'll record it, and so you'll get the post game comments from Coach Colsey that way. Who knows if we travel now? Who knows? We might do a impromptu pregame. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Who knows? We may
never
just get caught up in the We may just get caught up in the comfy conditions of the media room at FAU. Who knows if it's really good. So again, appreciate all you guys watching the shows. Please make sure you're following. Hit the bell notifications wherever and however you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching us on Facebook, however and wherever you're watching the show, it's all appreciative. You can always donate to the show by dropping either a super chat if you're on MyJBN Online. You can always hit the Cash App button. You can always donate, but more importantly, your follows, your likes, your reviews are what right now, you know, helps the algorithm. The other stuff is nice, you know, but definitely want you to hit the thumbs up and the like button wherever you are. Check out the BCSN Pod Zone everywhere that you listen to podcasts weekly. All the shows that are part of the Black College Sports Network you can find in one place on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple, Google Podcasts. Just search BCSN Pod Zone. That's going to do it for tonight. Thank you guys for all of your support. We got more Rattler talk tomorrow. So, you know, get some rest. You got a little less than 24 hours. And right back at it with Keith at 8 Eastern. And then followed up by Ashley and Tache, Fang Exchange at 9. So make sure you check out. Thank you guys for coming on and joining me tonight. Very appreciative. You know, Tache, I don't know if you heard me. I told Ashley, I got to get you and Ash in on one of these Monday night reviews. So,
yeah,
you know, I'm just giving you a heads up. I give you more than 24 hours notice. I may not be more than 24, but I give you at least 36 to 48 if I'm on my game. I give you 36 to 48 as a heads up. Okay.
All right.
For Tache, Ashley, Keith, and Kelvin, who's in the chats, and Marcus, who's away on business. Hopefully, Marcus and Kelvin will be back in condition to join next week. But otherwise, thank you guys for watching. And Rattler Nation, stay strong, stay supportive, and keep striking wherever you are. Fangs up, Rattlers, be well, and peace out.
Peace.